The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. With striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 3 seasons, summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, The winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers. The professional tier, the Master League. The semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series. The open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register.
Welcome everybody, another day and another edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 summer season Masters League going on. I'm your host Wagesh Goslian, and all of this magnanimous beauty brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and of course all of this has been presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. Now, this wonderful lady joining me for the benefit of the people who are joining us for the first time today. And for the, first of all, recurring people joining us on the stream, welcome.
Cheers to you.
Yes. And for the new people, welcome. This is your one-stop shop to know what's happening in India's largest open league, which is the ESL India Premiership. And right now we're going to begin with the first game of the day, which is Clash Royale. And for that reason alone, well, Dota will come after. But for now, that reason alone, we have Anjali.
You did not just do that. You did not just do that. He just did that. Angela, my name is Angela, and Vagesh does not know how to introduce me, but it's fine. Getting into the first game of today, we will deal with this later. Getting into the first game of today, we're going to have 2 fantastic players who will be joining us. And do you want to introduce them before we get into the more depths about them?
Yeah, so let's get to know the players one by one. First of all, let me tell you who the match is going to be held between.
Yeah.
It's Arpan Christian versus Prashanth PP Pandey. So let's quickly begin with the first participant here, Arpan Christian. Alright, that's Arpan Christian, the dab monster, and also our previous champion from the ESL India Premiership.
Yes.
The guy is rad.
He
okay,
is rad.
specifically, Angie, I'd like to cut you here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Arpan will see this video. Specifically for you, buddy, recap. Alright then.
That was damn cool. That was damn good. I remember he did that at the fall season finale.
I was doing that
he
with
won.
him.
Okay, so his pitches come really well when he's been doing
The
that.
other guy who's doing that, that's me, Angie.
Okay, I didn't see you.
How can you
didn't
not
see
see me? I'm like there, like he's here, I'm here. How do you not see? I'm like part of the ship, part of the crew. Is this like Pirate of the
Anyway,
Caribbean?
talking about this amazing player, Arpan, he is from Surat and he's been playing Clash Royale from 2016. He's a fantastic player. He's also the summer season and fall season champion. In the winter season, of course, he took a loss to Mukul, but we saw him come back in the summer season of the 2018, and over here, he took that victory for himself against Mukul with a 3-0 score. His favorite card is the Miner, so let's see who he's going up against today.
Indeed. Let's quickly take a look while we're at it at the next combatant, in fact, his opposition there, Prashanth PP Pandey. Alright, that's Prashanth PP Pandey for you guys. Another strong contender for the trophy, the Clash Royale trophy there. Angie, you want to speak about this guy?
Yeah, so he it's not a new entry to the Clash Royale scenario. I mean, he's played the ESL India Premiership before. He is a contender from Bangalore, and he played against Jamit in his first game of the summer season. Over there against Jamit, he took a 3-2 victory. It was a nail-biting fight. We saw that live, and it went about for half an hour, that game. But both these players went very head-on, and Jamit is a dark horse in this tournament. He's always played phenomenally well on an online state. So I'm very excited to see how Prashanth is going to fare towards Arpan today, because Prashanth is more of the aggressive kind, while Arpan likes to just keep changing his decks. He moves according to the flow. We saw Arpan even pick the Expo, which is not a card I've really seen much in Clash Royale. So I'm hoping to see how these two players go up against each other.
Yeah, let's get to know these players a little bit more also.
Yeah.
Let's get to know them slightly further than we already know. Like we already know that PPE loves the Golem, Arpan loves the Miner.
Yeah.
And both of them, predominantly, there's a plus-minus difference of 500 crowns, which I'm believing is not really that much of a difference. Both are equivalently placed, if not at the same level.
Definitely.
It's a very minor difference between their crowns there. But let's get to know what cards will be banned today, because basis on that, okay then, is this a joke?
Okay,
Is
so
this
for those who don't know, Arpan has banned out the Bomber card, and the reply to that from Prashanth has been the Bomb Tower. Now, these two cards have not really been picked by both these players in their previous matches.
And these are blind bans, by the way.
These are blind bans, and I don't know how blind these
are they
bans
like trolling each other?
I think they are. I think they
are
just
they like clones with a different set? What?
I mean, I just believe that since they both have very different play styles coming into this matchup, they don't really know what to ban, because I mean, they both really play different kinds of decks. Their favorite cards are the Miner and the Golem, but we've seen Arpan go very well with this whole defensive push where he has the Expo, he has the Prince, he has a Fireball. So I think they were like, let it be. Whatever gets banned, and we'll see how the game goes once we get into it.
Alrighty then, so let's quickly head over to the game and see what's in store for us. Manoj Super XL Gola, I'm presuming, is the guy who's going to be casting this game. So over to you, Manoj. Take us through it.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day 6 of the ESL India Premiership. This is Manoj Supergola casting for you. And yes, Angie, I completely agree. I think these guys are trolling each other. Like, who bans a Bomber and who bans a Bomber Tower, right? I don't think I've ever experienced those two cards after crossing the 2K trench. But we'll see. I see Prashanth is playing a Magic Archer. And any surprising cards coming out from Arpan right now? Unlikely. He's playing a pretty popular meta deck. He's playing the Giant, followed by two princes, both the Dark Prince and the Prince. So the biggest advantage the Magic Archer has is his range, and to borrow a couple of terms from Dota 2, his Psionic Blade spillover. Like, he has a huge attack area. Well, for now, looks like Prashanth's pushes have earned him about a couple of 100 points of damage onto Arpan's towers, but I guess it's Arpan's turn to start doing the damage now. Prashanth had to expend a lot of elixir to defend whatever Arpan has thrown him, which is just a Prince followed by a few Goblins. This Knight Witch is not going to do much, but that one last bat did manage to just take a little nip out of the Giant right there. So this Dark Prince is going to reach the tower thanks to the Giant tanking both the tower and the Inferno Dragon. Unfortunately, the Inferno Dragon is quick enough to kill the Dark Prince, but not before he does a huge truck ton of damage. Like, our Prashanth's tower is right now at 615 HP. But he's sticking to his tactic of using his Giant. It's not really working out for him. He just has to wait for Arpan to miss his timings or make a mistake or something. But knowing Arpan as we all know him, I don't think that's happening. Look at the range of the Magic Archer right there. He's even hitting the Goblins behind the Dark Prince, which is insane. Slowly but steadily, Prashanth is pushing his advantage, but right now it's only 30 seconds left. All Arpan has to do is use his poison to chip down Prashanth's tower and just keep defending for 30 more seconds, and he's gonna have this game 1 in the bag. Yep, first tower down for Prashanth right there. Arpan clearly in the lead, but we see two Giants coming down on the left for Prashanth. Maybe this will do something and give him the tower, but unlikely. 358 HP left, 10 seconds on the clock. I don't think Prashanth has any card that will give him this match. So yeah, Game 1 goes to Arpan, 1-0. Congratulations. So while we wait for the matches to... While we wait for the matches... You know, it's no small secret that we are not actually playing these matches live. Anybody who's played Clash Royale even once in their life will know that it's a replay. But that's okay though. We can just jump directly into game 2 because we control when the game starts. So yeah, Prashanth has switched to his his Royal Ghost and Zappy deck. Now that's a combination that I haven't seen in a while. Arpan again has stuck to the meta using his P.E.K.K.A. and Miner combo. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a poison in there somewhere for some more chip damage. So I guess Arpan has decided to start defending his stars. And look at that. 30 seconds in, neither player has played a card. They've just been bleeding Elixir all this time. What is happening? Do I stop talking too since the players aren't playing? 40 seconds in, not one card played, people. Neither player wants to give even a bit of information to the other about what kind of deck that we're playing. I guess we can take this time to talk about the players a bit. Arpan Christian has been our champion last year for 2 of the LAN events we have had so far. While Prashanth PP Pandey, while he was part of the Masters group in 2016, if I'm not wrong, he has dropped off the radar, but he has been pretty active in the Clash Royale community. Outside the ESL India. He's one of the most popular Clash Royale players in India, but we're happy to welcome him back, and yeah, he has given us some nice strange decks to think about. 2 Zappies down there on the right, going to do some damage to the tower, but thanks to the Goblin Gang, they just get destroyed. This P.E.K.K.A. is going to get distracted by these goblins and the Goblin Hut. But over here on the right, again, Arpan has made an excellent push with a Miner tanking the tower for the Evis, which usually would be enough to completely destroy the tower, but thanks to the Royal Ghost again spawning and interrupting the Evis is going to go down. But again, Prashanth again has been down to a huge disadvantage. His tower is back at 526 HP. This is so reminiscent of what has happened in the last game so far. A little tiny push right there with the Royal Ghost has given Prashanth about 1,000 points of damage. But again, the Zappies down here on the right are going to stop whatever push that Arpan was planning to make. Arpan has put down a P.E.K.K.A. to counter the push, and I think he plans to go all in. Yeah, it is the last minute, which means it's double elixir. We see the balloon going down. We see Arpan ready with his trigger finger on the Miner. Now he's trying to go for the Mega Minion. So now that he has had 1 tower down of Prashanth, all he has to do is keep defend for 25 more seconds. I think it's possible. I'm pretty sure Arpan will be able to do it, and I think he has this game in the bag. Yeah. So before we started the game though, I don't think our analyzers and host, Vagish and Angela had a time to predict who's gonna win. But you know what? I've stuck with Arpan all the way through last year. Even when he lost the last LAN finale, I was still predicting him to win, so I'm gonna stick to Arpan doing a clean sweep of Prashanth right now. 3-0 is going to be my prediction. I guess we're gonna have to see what game 3 has in store for us. Maybe Prashanth will come back with a win. Maybe he can reverse sweep, but we don't know unless we watch. Okay, so Prashanth playing his Golem right now, which according to his player card is his favorite card. Let me just do a quick checkup right there. Yes, it is. Let's see, is Prashanth going to be one of those? See, there are basically 2 ways of playing the Golem, which is wait until the last moment, which is going to be the double elixir time, which is the last minute of gameplay, or just keep on going aggressive, spamming it at the bridge, just keep pushing the tower, do not give the opponent any time to recover. And all of that depends on what kind of deck your opponent is using. But Arpan right now is using a 3 Musketeer deck, and Prashanth just used his Golem on the backlines in the first minute itself. Questionable decision, because just look at what happened over there on the right. His Dark Prince has managed to reach the tower and bring it down to less than half HP. Now we see the Golem slowly making its way down on the left. Arpan has his finger on the 3 Musketeers. I think he's going to do a semi-aggressive push. Yeah, yes, he does. All 3 Musketeers are in range, but they get rocketed down. What? Oh, this is so good. This is so good. That was such a positive elixir trade for Prashanth right there, using a 6 elixir rocket to take down all 3 musketeers of Arpan right there, allowing his golem to just keep whacking away at the tower, and it also has its suicide damage, bringing the tower down to a total of 283 HP. Will this baby dragon also be able to hit the tower, I wonder? Maybe one shot? Yep, it's able to hit it once, bringing it down to 150 HP again, which is just out of range of the log. Now that Prashanth knows that the tower on the left is basically, if he just huffs and puffs and he can blow it down, he started concentrating on here on the right. And Prashanth now has to be very creative in using his Dark Prince, and he is. He manages to completely destroy those 3 musketeers right there at the bridge without taking too much damage onto the tower. And yeah, the rest was taken care of by his other units. This Arpan's Dark Prince again makes his way to the tower. He'll be able to get a couple of hits off, but the real drama here is happening over here on the right, where this golem has managed to make its way all the way to the tower and destroy it. He's even going to destroy the elixir character. I don't see Arpan coming back from this. Look at that. The comeback is real. Prashanth has made it past Arpan's defenses and has come back with a victory of his own. He has to maintain it for 20 more seconds. He has lost one of his stars, but that's okay. He still has one more with 13-18 HP. He just has to make sure his crown tower doesn't go down. Okay, now that he's defended it, 5 seconds left. Yeah, Prashanth has come back with a victory for this. The score will be 2-1 in favor of Arpan right now. And soon we'll be going into game 4. But before we do go into game 4, I'd like to take a moment of our time to just thank our sponsors. We have Omen by HP, we have HyperX, Intel, and of course all of this brought to you by us good folks at Northern Gaming. Yes, I like to pat my own back. And let's just jump right into game 4. So looks like Prashanth hasn't changed his deck much, and Arpan, noticing that his 3 musketeers have fared very, very horribly against the golem, has switched his tactics perhaps, because I'm not sure if an Inferno Dragon belongs in a 3 musketeer deck. Again guys, they're just waiting for each other to play the first card. They just don't want to give any information, especially Prashanth, because he wants to keep his deck a secret. He doesn't want to tell Arpan that he's playing the same deck. But I don't know why Arpan is waiting though. It's usually a good idea to just send out your Royal Guards on one side of the lane to force the issue, to force Prashanth to do something. So Arpan couldn't just take it over, and he used his zap on Prashanth's tower, and Prashanth responds in kind with a Mega Minion from the back lines. Arpan also does the same thing. They're going to meet in the middle and just man fight it out. And again, they're just bleeding elixir. It's been 2 minutes and both the players have only revealed 2 cards. Prashanth just 1 card rather. And yeah, we're just going to keep staring at an empty board. I see production behind me laughing their asses off. What is happening? It's been a minute of no cards. Guys, hello? Did both of them lag out? Nothing? Okay, so Prashanth's playing his double prince combo with the golem, which is a slightly different deck than what he was playing last round. And Arpan is playing his Lava Loon deck. Okay, so that's a pretty strange matchup. Arguably, the double prince combo has a huge advantage over the Lava Loon deck just because of the fact that the princess can just push the golem ahead. He can bring down Arpan's towers much faster than what Arpan can do to Prashanth's towers. But then again, Arpan has the lava hound, he has the balloon, and he has the laser dragon, as I like to call it. It's actually called an Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon will take care of the golem unless Prashanth does his perfect rocket right there. It misses the lava hound and the balloon, but yeah, that balloon is going to make short work of the tower. And look at that, 2 lava hounds alive right now. 115 HP left. The second lava hound will be able to bring the tower down in a couple of hits, while the lava pups and the Inferno Dragon behind it will be able to clear the defensive units. A fireball coming out from Arpan, who has tried to defend the double knight push over there on the left. Unfortunately, they did manage to reach the tower and do a ton of damage to it. But 10 seconds left. Prashanth, even if he rockets the tower on the right, I don't think he'll be able to come back from this. So yeah, Arpan has won this matchup with a score of 3-1. That's some good, crisp, clean gameplay. Like, I was thinking maybe because you get their bans, who bans a bomber and who a bomber tower? Seriously, come on. But they have proven that they are actually really players, and yeah, some really good gameplay. I'm sure Angie will have some into this, so we'll go to studio pretty soon. Again, this Super XL Manoj Super XL Gola catching for you guys, and I see my just doing a face palm right there. Didn't even say my name right, so yeah, I'm just gonna give it back to the studio because I don't want more. Bye bye, guys.
Alright, thank you for that amazing broadcasting, Manoj Super XL Gola, and it's for the benefit of everybody, it's not SUPER, it's the Soup Boy Soup, so it's like SOUPER, so Super XL.
And there's an X also.
Yeah. Because Manoj Gola is double XL size. But hey, Super XL, actually he's Super XL.
Yeah.
He's not double XL,
No,
he's Super XL. But moving on, amazing broadcasting by
Yes.
Manoj Super XL Gola, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018.
Yeah.
Now, Arpan Christian has again proven that he's a strong contender for this year again, this season again. Angie, what is your thought on that?
I think, first of all, I gotta give it to him. His favorite card is the Miner, but I hardly saw him using it. I think only in the first and the second game he really used the Miner, but after that he kind of figured out that in this particular meta of Clash Royale, the flying cards seem to be doing exceedingly well compared to ground units, because at the end of the day, a balloon and a lava is very hard to counter. And we looked at game 3, we saw Prashanth playing his Golem, which is his favorite card. He was able to take that game off very well for himself, but when he tried to reuse the same thing against Arpan already was ready with a reply. And both the games, I mean, I think second and third game, I saw them both waiting patiently till 1 minute to really play their cards. They really wanted to see who's going to take that first move ahead and play their card, and there's going to be a very strong reply coming from it. In third game, even though he played the Golem and was able to exceed, in the fourth game, Arpan made sure that he kept the Inferno Dragon available. So even if Prashanth did choose to play the Golem again, there was a perfect counter ready for the card. And I think Prashanth should have been able to read that through, that Arpan is a kind of player that if you play one thing against him in the first game, he's going to make sure that he's able to counter it in the second game. And this time he countered it and gave it back to Prashanth beautifully with a balloon and a lava, which is very difficult to counter unless you have flying defense, and that is where I think Prashanth was not able to really take that push for himself.
Make that convert, convert this to his advantage.
He had a very strong ground defense. I mean, I would say Prashanth, if it was just a ground battle, I think he would have won that fight. But because Arpan was like, okay, he seems to be really good with his ground units, let me try and go with the balloon, or let me try and go with the lava, and that kind of completely went for his favor.
Alrighty then, well, that sums up Clash Royale for us. We'll be back again soon with Counter-Strike Global Offensive, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right about back with Aditya Adisha.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League; the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series; the Open tier, the Starter Cups. Moving on to the frequency, every season in the ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you will get promoted to the Challenger Series 1. You should try and maintain your position in the Challenger Series 1, 2, and 3. But this is no easy task. At the end of every phase, the bottom 2 contestants are dropped out. They are replaced by the top teams from the Starter Cups. Those who succeed in the Challenger Series are rewarded with promotion to the Master League. The top 4 teams will proceed to play in the next season's Masters League. Meanwhile, the Master League runs uninterrupted until the end of the season. The 12 champions will constantly try to establish their dominance over the others. But at the end of a season, the bottom 4 teams are relegated to the Challenger Series, while the top 4 play at the land finale for the top prize. ESL India Premiership 2018 begins in April. The registrations are on, so make sure you sign up now.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
This is the first ever Omen X laptop for gamers that go to extremes. Gear up with the machine designed for total domination and engineered for gaming in stunning 4K. Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3 inch.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Master League. And right now, as you can read in the super below, yes, Angela has metamorphosized into the next level Pokemon. The evolution has been completed. Now it's Aditya Adivansha.
Thank you, Vagish. Yes, I like it.
Sir.
You can call me Mega Adi, right?
Sir.
There's Adi and then there's the Mega Evolution.
No,
which is
please,
Mega
let's not degrade Pokemon. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. That's the second game lined up for today, and it's a game happening between Team Invictus and ATE Gaming. So before we move on with the Halabalu, Adi, before I get to you, let's quickly take a look at the teams first, because that'll get the entire scene out of the picture. Let's start off with ATE Gaming. Alrighty then, that's ATE Gaming, not Gumming. I don't know why. I do not know why I said that.
I think our entire talent lineup is on the fritz today. Even Manoj Super Gola. He's like Super Manoj Super XL Gola with a little pause in the middle, forgetting his own name.
Yeah, I think it's the impending weekly off tomorrow, because if you realize,
actually no, we have worked 8 days in a row this time.
Yeah, that is right.
So
you see everybody's grinded to the T here. Yep. So that's ATE Gaming for you guys. They also now are fielding Krish. If you remember our segment from last year on D Sport, we had at length discussed about a couple of players. In fact, Krish is one of those who has recently been allowed to play according to the rules, which have been set by ISEC, which is the governing body. And he got whack banned earlier. Apparently, there was some foul play regarding his account, which apparently CCTV cameras also came into play, and they said somebody else sat there and they did something to his PC. Well, irrespective of all that, he's now back in action, plays for ATE Gaming, and they are here. ATE Gaming is here. Yeah. So, Adi, you want to add anything?
Yeah, this is the comeback of ATE Gaming, right? That's the main thing we need to stress on, because it's been a good 6 years since we've seen this name. I think the last time was maybe 7 years. I think the last time we saw AT Gaming play was in 2011, when actually was, and even Pexer was at one point a part of AT Gaming, and now has retired, of course, and Pexer is also missing. But yeah, I mean, AT Gaming, the squad, I mean, the name is big, right?
They've got Kappa.
No, that's what I'm saying. The name is big, the AT Gaming name itself, but the squad is honestly, it's quite lackluster. And I think I'll tell you why. It's because, according to me, Krish is the best player on that team. And
followed by Kappa.
Yeah, by Kappa, and then there's Hellfighter, Buster, and Ritesh. Don't get me wrong, right? Buster, really good rock. When he was playing for Eternal Esports, back with Hellranger, he used to sort of always. He was a very clutch player. He's a lot of very.
He's a pressure-oriented player.
Yeah, he would always come through with the clutch. Ritesh, he's older than me. I think he's probably older than Juventa. I think.
Is it the same Ritesh?
It's Ritz.
It's Ritz, right? Yeah, Ritesh Shah.
Yeah, so he's come back as well. He had retired, of course,
Wasn't
like every
he
other
also
Indian
in the
player.
I remember last time at Ritz in Bombay, he said that he was going to go towards coaching teams.
Yeah, he was. He was the coach of Eternal Esports in the middle for a month or two, actually. He was the coach. And obviously, the thing is, this is why I have never ventured into coaching, is because I know, when you're sitting behind 5 players, right, especially for somebody like me, I'll be just get up, yaar, I'll do better than you. I will literally get off your seat. and that's my problem for me to deal with. But yeah, the main thing what I was getting to is that you want to, that drive to play comes back when you're standing behind your lads and you're seeing them play the whole time, right? And even if they're playing well or not, you want to play again. And I think that's what's happened to Ritesh. And I hope he
keep
proves me
away
wrong.
from the addiction called game.
Yeah, and I hope the addiction called competitive Counter-Strike.
Competitive esports.
Counter-Strike, especially. Counter-Strike is a game where you can't away from it. Like it's like that X.
See, I think Adi, it's like how jazz works. You know, once when you start playing music, you realize, oh, I've done rock and roll, I've done everything, and there will be a point of time. I'll tell you how it is, because I know a lot of musicians. It's I think the same thing with Counter Strike. After a point of time, every musician is like, हाँ अभी सब कर लिया, अभी काम करते jazz और blues ही करते, बचा नहीं है अभी. So you can. So
I mean, I don't respect most of Indian bands, so I have no idea where they come from.
No,
I don't follow them or respect.
I'm not talking
them.
about any bands. I'm talking about pretty international bands. And in fact, I think with Counter Strike also, the only way you can escalate it is like, हाँ Counter Strike खेल लिया है, अभी PUBG खेलते हैं FPS में. So I think that's what gives them the tickles.
FPP mode, yes.
FPP,
but,
yes.
Yeah, talking about Counter Strike. How about the second team?
Yeah, let's quickly take a look at Team Invictus. They are the opposition. Alrighty, Hunter and gang, Team Invictus now, and
we saw them.
We have seen them.
We have seen them. We've seen half their game, which seemed like a much longer time. It took 1.5 hours to go through 20 rounds on that game. So eventually, actually, we did update you on the next episode as well that that game between Invictus and Portal Esports has actually been rescheduled.
Previous episode, you mean?
It was the third episode. Yeah, it was a previous
Not the
episode.
next, previous episode.
Two episodes hence.
So that could not be next, no?
I didn't say it.
You said whatever, next episode.
On the next episode post that game.
All right.
So anyways, it's been rescheduled to 16th April, so we don't know who is going to win that India-Pakistan battle just yet. But yeah, I mean, talking about this team, right? Hunter, Ribby, Excali, Manan. I'll leave the fifth name out of there. It's there down on your screen. But I said earlier, I think the only reason Pasha Sahil is in the... It's not. It got updated to NATO for a reason for me right now. Just right now. I think my ops guy has done that because I think they're playing with a substitute. They're playing with NATO. They're not playing with... they're playing with 2 substitutes. That's a double update. Right now and right there. So it's Hunter, Excali, Manan, NATO and Binary Bug.
What is a binary bug?
It's the Hyderabadi gang basically. So binary bug, NATO. There was a guy called Smoke, Ribby.
Ribby though is the Hyderabad old man
Ribby's
of CS.
Not playing as well, by the way, which is probably their IGL, which is a massive lack now. Okay. Considering that's like I like Arj, dude. I like Bulls. Like the update was amazing. Like right now, I went through the lineup and then he changed. Like
that's why they are in the league.
Yeah, I know, but it's a good thing that way. But so it's Binary Bug and NATO playing instead of Pasha Sahil and Ribby. So now, actually, I was going to say that this game is going to be a cakewalk for Invictus. But now that I've seen this,
it's going to be trouble.
It's going to be trouble. This game is actually going to be really close. And the Dota guys, like the first 2 days, are probably going to have to wait till 8:30 to watch their game again because
this is going to be long.
So I'll tell you. Okay, I just got more of an update. Sorry, what? Pasha and Ribby are stuck in Kolkata because they booked a ticket for 9th May instead of 9th April. Who put a month wrong?
And you were blaming us for being weird. I think it's in the air. India's having a problem.
I think today is one of those days. I think so they booked the wrong tickets.
Okay, I am now getting updates from production saying that that's not the only thing. Even Sai missed his flight.
Yeah, Sai missed his flight because he was in the smoking zone for too long. That I know. But he's not playing today, so it doesn't matter. Also, see, this is one more thing. Don't smoke. It is hazardous for your CS career also, not just your health. So please kick the butt. But anyway, so yeah, it's Hunter, Binary Bug, Excali, Manan and NATO against Kappa, Hellfighter, Buster, Fish and Ritesh. Yeah.
Cut
it's
me
okay,
some
you
slack.
can keep laughing.
Just give me a second.
But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna have basically what? Oh, just because I said kick the butt?
No, because you said knife mains.
That's the update I got. See, this is a good thing having a screen in front of you. But yeah, so that's an interesting update to get. So now, the funny is that now I want to get into the map pick and veto. And I'm going to tell you this from right now, right? Because of the trend I've seen in the last 8 or 9 games, we're going to end up on Inferno. Oh, we have ended up on Inferno.
Yeah, because we got Cash, Overpass, Mirage, Cobble, Nuke.
Yes, I'll tell you how I came to this thing anyways. I knew AT was probably going to ban out Overpass and Train and Nuke, but considering that Invictus banned out Nuke for them anyway, this was going to go to more of a pug style map, right? And Invictus is, on the flip side, was not going to let a pug style map get in because, they're more of a...
aim team.
What? A pug is for an aim team.
Yeah, but
I'm saying Invictus would want a more structured map, like a map where they could play structured CS. So hence you've seen the Cash and Mirage maps being banned by them. So yeah, I mean, basically we were going to end up on Inferno because AT Gaming, again, a new team, right? You don't want to play on Overpass, you don't want to play on Nuke, you don't want to play on Cobble, you especially don't want to play on Train because it's a very... Again, all these maps are very tactical, like this thing. Maybe not Cobblestone. Cobblestone is just a horrible map, so it doesn't matter if you're tactical or not. But the other 3 maps, right? So basically, their map pool right now, AT Gaming's, is probably going to be something like Mirage, Cash, and Inferno. That's it. They're not going to have a bigger map pool than that. It's because they're a new team, and so hence I'm not surprised at all that we've gone to Inferno again for this game. And yeah, I mean it's basically that.
Alrighty then. So that's setting the board up for the match here. In fact, let's quickly take a look at the map and get to know a little bit more about it.
Inferno. This, like any other traditional CSGO, it does not revolve heavily around row. The 2 most important areas are the apartments and banana. You lose control of either one of these areas, and you're going to have a bad time.
Alright, well, now with that we know everything's in place, the teams, the faces behind those names, and the map. Let's quickly head over to the game and see what's in store for us. But before we actually go there, let's ask the man here, what's the prediction going to be?
This is very difficult, to be honest. I was hoping you might just skip over it if the game was ready to go into, because
let's do it this way. I think it's going to be Invictus.
You know what? I'm going to go with AT Gaming. I would never honestly go with AT Gaming, like I said, but I think considering that they are lacking Ribi, who was probably their IGL, and also Pasha Sahel, even though Prashanth has probably been replaced by a better player right now. The thing is that lacking your IGL there, it's something it's very difficult to get away from, and especially on a map like Inferno, right? If I really hope AT Gaming comes up with something other than just brute forcing their way into a bomb site, and if they do, I think it's going to be a close game for sure, but I think AT is going to just nick it.
Alrighty then, so let's quickly head over into the game and see what's in store for us. Remember guys, this is the summer season of the Masters League of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. So, I'm presuming Mamba and Fet are ready and revved up and all set, so take it forward.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another day of ESL India Premiership. My name is Ranjit Mamba Senior Patel, and alongside me, I have the god of words and idioms with an ever so charismatic personality, our Chishman Fet Pradhan. How you doing, buddy?
I am absolutely fine, man. Thank you so much for those kind words and that amazing introduction. Ooh, feels nice to be, serenaded for once. And today's game is going to be between ATE Gaming versus Team Invictus. And it is going to be played out on Inferno. And right off the bat, Ritz coming out with some really fast mid-aggression, getting a lot of map control and a lot of map knowledge. I think we might be in for a round restore because the T's haven't really made their way out of T-spawn yet. Yeah, it is going to be a round restore coming in right off the bat.
Ooh. Well, this is gonna be interesting. And Ritz was pushing out way too hard and trusting his aim too much. I think it's a little old for that, but well, he's still gonna be doing that. And the resource is gonna be coming in, and this is going to be an interesting matchup because we have two substitutes coming in for Invictus. Now, Ribby did miss his flight, that is for sure, but I'm not quite sure for Pasha Sal because he should have been available unless he has his exams to play with, or he was just like, I don't want to play against AT. But this will be interesting because Kappa, by the way, in the last match which I saw, I think it was against War. No, it wasn't War. It was
Malhar.
Malhar. And Kappa had an impact rating of 1.61 and everyone else in the team was below 1. And so, you did mention the fact that the in-game leading role is going to weigh him down, but in the last match, that was not the case. That was absolutely not the case.
Yeah, I mean, he was the only one who actually showed up for his team, to be honest. Everyone else was just straggling way behind. And they won 7 rounds off of Malhar. And of those 7 rounds, 4 were Kappa clutching a 1v3 or a 1v4, which is ridiculous to be that top heavy. Anyway, we're live with the Piston. Krish spotting out towards mid. And we do have Buster playing from inside Boiler. It's going to be a lot of aggression coming out towards mid. Buster's position will be key. He peeks out. Krish also gets another kill. Buster peeks out. And it's just a crossfire of doom and gloom. Ritz, Buster and Krish just clean up shop towards mid. But somehow in all the chaos, the bomb still manages to get put down. NATO, moment he peeks his head out from above the boxes. Buster is there to play whack-a-mole right with his temple. Down he goes. And I think that's the third kill for him. Yes, it is a 3k for Buster. And ATE very convincingly and quite comfortably actually pick up the first pistol round.
And that was actually pretty impressive, and Buster did, stand out to be the rock that Adi mentioned, got the 3k and got the round for his team. And Invictus, I'm not quite sure what they're up to, but they got absolutely obliterated towards mid. And that is just a little upsetting to see because this was a very good round for AT, which was played out, and the buy on the terrace side isn't going to be all that great because they planted the bomb down. They did have the extra $800 coming in. They are going to go in for an eco with 2 smokes and 2 flashes to work with, and the CTs have 2 FAMASs to work with. This is going to be fairly interesting to see. I would have probably had a MP9 and maybe play. Oh, what a nade! It's you, monster. And that was a pretty interesting nade and a pretty impressive one as well, as a matter of fact. And the C4 is going to make its way towards the mid area. The flashbang coming up, and Krish is going to be absolutely blind. It's going to be falling back, almost being taken down. The smoke is going to be coming up as well, and Krish is going to go down through the smoke by Excali with the P250 coming up, and they are going to make their way towards the B bomb side. So it is a mid to A take, actually mid to B take, and Hellfighter just waiting it out, playing to perfection. Get the first one, can he get the second as well? Nails the second, trying to get the third, will get taken down, and Excali getting a double kill is going to be in a 1v3. This is still doable for him, but it does not have Kevlar to work with, so the aim punch is going to be a problem for him. And just creeping up towards mid. Buster is going to get taken on, and Excali is playing like he just started playing when he was in TMG, and he's playing really well in a 2v1. Can you pull this off?
And if anyone can, Excali can. His mechanics one of the best out there, but I think this just might be a mountain a little too high for him to climb. And there we go. Ritz will get the final kill. But at the end of the day, Invictus did what they set out to do. They inflicted a metric crap ton of economic damage on towards ATE. Now Invictus will be out with the AK-47, the armor. Yes, very low on utility, but ATE, they're definitely going to be suffering from the weapons disadvantage here. So they have to make those grenades count. They cannot just allow to be passive. They have to be aggressive this round, get active map control, and make info plays and plays in general throughout the map. And as I say that, it's going to be Ritz who's going to be aggressing towards apartments, but it looks like all 5 players will just be bum rushing towards Banana from Invictus. And that Molotov is going to hold off any ideas that Invictus may have had for a fast play towards the B bomb site.
And the one thing I liked that you mentioned was active map control from the CTs, and realizing that the terror side would not have a lot of resources to work with, so that active map control would force the T side to use up all of the resources even before they reach the bomb side. Now we have Hellfighter being boosted up top. It is going to be a 3-man B setup coming in from the CT side, realizing that it might be a B take coming up, and I'm kind of surprised that they're not going for the apartments control with the rotation coming up. But nonetheless, Hunter is going to get spotted, will get taken down again. Hellfighter not being traded out. This is kind of interesting. Getting a 3k from that position. What is even happening? Invictus, you should not be making those mistakes. Hunter got taken down. Information would have been communicated, but he did not get traded. I don't even know what is happening.
From what I can say, it's just a complete breakdown in communication on the Invictus team side. I mean, Hellfighter being boosted up, yes, it's a good position, but it is one of the most commonly pre-fired spots. It's like that catch-22 situation essentially. Do you pre-fire that most commonly pre-fired spot and give away your position and your intent? Or do you just let it be and take the gamble? In that case, okay, fine, you get one kill, but you should be immediately traded out, as you pointed out, and it just didn't happen. And Hellfighter, kudos to him, 3k.
Oh, that was pretty impressive. That was pretty impressive. And it is going to be the Fnatic mid-take coming up. Standing behind the smoke, the flashbang is going to be going up. Manan with the deagle to work with. Can he pull this off? He is going to see his friend being taken on the Buster. Oh my god. Just spraying them down all together. Getting a 4K and Rich. Just stepping in and being like, you know what, buddy, I'm just going to steal your ace away and back you up. And Buster with the 4K. And, you know, ATE has been surprising me. To be very honest, they have been surprising me. But this is going to be the round to watch because Invictus finally have all the resources in the world they need, and they have been known to be a very structured team, a very strat-oriented team. So it could be that all-out B execute where they make the entire B bomb site. You know, it's like the floor is lava strat, and try and take the B bomb site, or just take it really slowly, wait for the CTs to aggress out, try and take map control, you know, step by step, and try and win the round for themselves.
Well, but you have to bear in mind the fact that Invictus is not playing with their is playing without their IGL today. Ribby is not on the roster today, and they are playing with two stand-ins, and that could affect their overall performance. And it looks like they have gotten off to a rather shaky start. Their decision making has been a bit questionable, but they seem to have slowed things down, and maybe, just maybe, they might be putting their first round on the board. Yet to see any action anywhere on the map. NATO just being naded down to 64 health already, not even having caught glimpse of an enemy. That's going to be frustrating. And Excali, he's just playing it passive. He's playing it safe. He's just marking for any pushes. And now the play out towards Shelter is going to come. And Krish completely blinded, but Excali, highly uncharacteristic fluff from him there. But it is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The man advantage not really swinging in either team's favor, and now the A-Rap is gonna come into full force. And look at that Hunter, just decapitates Krish, and now it's only going to be Buster towards the A-bomb set. We do have Hellfighter rotating, and Buster holds strong, gets Hunter, but Binary Bug with the instant trade. It's a 2v3, and now, like I said, the slower approach does indeed favor Invictus's playstyle, and it, for all intents and purposes, unless Kappa and Hellfighter can come up huge, it should be the first round for Team Invictus. Although, good thing going for Team Invictus right now is that the bomb hasn't gone down. It will go down just about now. So it does give them a little more time, because that has allowed Kappa to rotate in all the way towards Boiler and has cleared out quite a few angles. I think he does spot out NATO's shoulder in towards Pit. Yeah, the Molotov will go out. And this is looking interesting. This is looking doable. Kappa, no one marking for Kappa. This is just a comedy of errors right now. Hellfighter in a 1v2. NATO so very low, but does not matter. Binary Bug will deliver when required, and that's the first round on the board for Team Invictus.
This was a comedy of errors, but though Kappa played it to perfection, by the way. He threw the Molotov in, threw the smoke out, so he does not get killed from the pits area. That was just, you know, experience showing up in basic sense of Counter-Strike coming into picture. But the second frag, he could have actually gotten the second frag as well after he got the first one, because, you know, it was in a good position, but the Molotov just scared him a little bit and put him out of position to try and get that second frag going in. And that is going to be the first round coming up for Team Invictus, and Hunter is going to be on the UMP. I'm quite surprised, and this is going to be the case, but they are going to go in for the resources. Red smoking up mid, the scoreline being 4-1 in the favor of the CTs, and 3-man B stack coming from the CTs again. So this is going to be fairly interesting. No one watching Archers. It is going to be Ritz all alone towards mid, and so that if they actually push out mid, Ritz might just actually have a very hard time defending it. But Krish, as I say that, is going to be coming with the AWP, creating a crossfire, smoking it again, and well, but nonetheless, NATO is actually going to be pushing out, and Ritz playing it to perfection. Krish will get the first one. NATO will fall back. Actually, will get taken down, and Krish falling back, playing it really, really nice, playing it really passive. And Ritz is going to go down. The revenge frag coming up. Krish surviving on 43 points of health. It's going to get smoked off towards the A-bomb side. And Buster all alone on the bomb side with an M4 to work. Will he be able to be the rock that Adi just mentioned he is? Or will he get taken down? But, well, it looks like it could be the split. But nonetheless, Buster is going to get blind. He's going to give away his position as well. Let's spot the first areas. Will get taken down, being double peaked right there. Excalibur with the headshot onto him. And Krish trying to spot the cross on the bomb side. It is not going to happen. Hellfighter creeping up towards the Boilers area. This is actually looking pretty difficult for the CT side fit.
Indeed it is, and it's again that A-Rap, that arch position has been a point of weakness so far for ATE. I think they need to figure it out. That's been one point of contention, and Invictus has been like really exploiting that little chink in their armor over and over again by pressuring that like arch player who's been playing alone, doesn't have much in support, no one there from side really flashing for him and helping him get out of that sticky situation. And because of that one weakness in ATE's setup, Invictus is being able to take a lot of control towards the A bomb side. That the one defender that's playing there can't really keep swiveling their head 180 degrees, just keeping tabs on what's going on all around him. And now, even though ATE did win 4 rounds in a row, because, well, A, they lost 2 and they lost quite a few players in that second anti-eco, they're gonna have to go in for the force. I mean,
I would not actually do that, to be very honest, because even though they are going to, as you would say, it looks like a double eco territory, but they would get $2,400 in the next round and have about $4,200 to $4,400 to work with. So I just don't see the point, and you don't even need head armor, right, on the CD side. So they could have went with a decent amount of resources for the next round and just give this one up, but they have decided to force it up, and this, if it doesn't work out, they are going to be on a double eco, like an actual double eco in the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, the T's economy is kind of crap as well. It's just binary bug with any decent amount of money. If ATE, if this gamble pays off, then they've just broken back Invictus right back. Everyone on their team is on double eco territory, and you get 2 free rounds. So, I mean, it's a game of chess right now, and it's all about seeing who has the better moves.
And I can't even say that on stream, but who's more brave at this point, because they do realize the amount of damage they've inflicted in terms of players being taken down on Invictus. It has been quite an amount actually, and the smoke is going to be coming towards CD base, and Kappa just trying to avoid that flashbang, and this smoke does actually benefit Kappa a lot, and the terrorist side will have a hard time trying to get the refract if he uses that as one way, but that might just not happen. And if they're pushing towards the CD base from the B bomb site, they might actually not see him because the smoke is pretty terrible, and Buster is going to be waiting out inside pits with the CZ75. I'm kind of surprised with that play though. He'd have probably played the bomb side or something else, or maybe aggressive apartments, but he's going to be playing pits, and will try and get at least 1 frag and get traded, probably most likely in the best of scenarios. And NATO is going to be going in. Kappa is not going to get spotted, playing it to perfection actually. And well, the flashbang is going to go out, and Excali is not going to get blinded and will get taken down though. Hellfire and Buster with the opening frags coming up for the CT side, and ATE Gaming getting 2 frags early up. And well, Buster is going to get taken on the bomb. Is going to get planted towards A bomb side, and Manan getting that opening frag for the terrorist side Invictus. Can they pull this off? Hunter is going to be watching the library, and it's going to fall back at the worst possible moment. Manan inside pits is going to spot Hellfire. The flashbang is going to go out. It's going to blind everyone on the CT side, and that is exactly what is going to happen. Kappa is going to get taken out by Hunter. Manan, can he pull this off? Can he get both the frags? He is going to spot Krish. He's going to fall back though, saving those guns up, saving those big guns up. And next round they are probably going to try and force it up again, because it almost is the match round bonus if they lose this round again. So the scoreline is going to be 4-3 in the favor of Team Invictus, and this was a pretty decent round coming in from both the teams, AD and Invictus.
I mean, I'd say more to Invictus. They really won that mental battle there, selling that fake over towards the B bomb site so well, and ATE just getting completely bamboozled by it. They bought into it hook, line and sinker. At the point of entry that Team Invictus had onto the A bomb site, there was just 1 player on A, and yeah, he gets 1 kill, but at the end of the day, the site's just ripe for the taking. And by the time the 4 players do manage to rotate in, it's just too little too late, because the terrorists are trenched in. They have good post-plant positions, and they're just going to pick you off one by one as you peek. In my opinion, the better option there would have been to actually just save all the guns on the remaining 4 players and just take a chill pill right now. Hellfire is just going to swallow a nade down to 61 points of HP. Not really much he can do there. Just has to stand there like a man and brave it out. Chest that nade down and just watch it explode in his face. But I like this from Kappa. He's going to go in for the flank, and Hunter getting caught with his pants down. That's the AWP taken out of the equation. Kappa just making them plays.
Well, you don't usually see Hunter miss those sitters, and Kappa actually played it really nice, going in for the shoulder peek, baiting the shot out, and Hunter, quite uncharacteristic of him missing those shots. And well, it is going to get reduced to a 4v4, and the only thing they'll be looking for right now is the fact that at least Kappa would be doing as much as economic damage as he can, and well, he's going to get taken out. Should not have went in for the repick. Having played Counter-Strike for such a long time, but it's still going to happen. But Krish holding that perfect angle is going to get the first. Oh, maybe not. NATO is going to find the frag onto him. Ritz will try and hold the push out, but will get absolutely destroyed by Binary Bug. It is going to be Hellfire in a 1v4, the youngest gun on the team, and well, he's going to be falling back, trying to save that gun up for the next round, because obviously it's an AK-47, and who doesn't like AK-47s? It's one-tap headshots, and this is where it brings me to I don't even know why. Still, I mean, yeah, I understand that, as CTs you're holding those angles off, but even at the point-blank range, why is the aim for A4 or the aim for A1 not a one-shot headshot?
No, it is not. And yeah, but then on the flip side, the M4 and the M4A4 and the A1 are a lot more accurate than the AK-47.
That's true.
So, those are the kind of trade-offs that you have to make, because let's be honest, the game is inherently CT-sided. The CTs have the angles, they're holding the angles, they're the ones trenched into the bomb sites, and it's up to the terrorists to wrench and wrestle the control from the CTs to enter into a bomb site. And so for that, they've been given the easier economy and the better weapon in terms of the primary rifle, that is the AK-47.
That is absolutely true. I totally agree with you on that one. But that's just one of those things when you are literally standing behind a smoke in the face, you still get taken down by a P250 because you know what, your gun didn't do its job. But nonetheless, it is going to be a double op setup coming in from the CTs. It is going to be Ritz on the op, which is kind of surprising. And Krish again, being the op on the CT side, and Hunter is going to have the op on the terrorist side, and we might see some sort of aggression coming from the T's towards Banana, but Hellfighter is going to smoke it off, not allow them to come in, and the Molotovs just raining out, and Hellfighter might just have might just face a tough time, but Riz backing up actually, and the smoke coming in, and Hellfighter is actually not falling back. This is kind of surprising. Will finally fall back, won't take a lot of damage, and a minute and 25 seconds on the clock. Hunter will try and get some sort of information going towards mid, but everyone on the terrorist side, all 5 players are towards Banana. This looks like it's going to be the Flores Lava B-strat coming in.
I mean, they only have one Molotov left, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any floor or any lava towards the B bomb site. It looks like it's just going to be a brute force entry into the B bomb site, and Hellfire is just going to be completely blinded, but so is Excali. Excali getting team flash to oblivion doesn't matter. NATO does fall. Hellfighter and Ritz, they just completely and utterly get capitulated. They just fold under the sheer weight of numbers that just pour into that B bomb site, and the number of flashes that get thrown at them. Those flashes were just literally hauled into the B bomb site, and with no regards to whether they were blinding friend or foe, and it worked. Invictus now with the momentum, they've won 5 rounds in a row, and it has to be the save. The 3 players just not even bothering to go for that retake, and it's the best call in my opinion. Retaking the B bomb site with 5 terrorists still alive is possibly the hardest thing you can do on the map Inferno, and this is the right call. Save the 3 rifles. You're on max loss bonus anyway. You can actually go into the next round with a proper buy instead of having to cobble together something, and that's gonna be the idea going forward for ATE into the 10th round.
Oh, thanks for backing me up on that one. I absolutely missed out on the fact that they did not have Molotovs to work with, and I'm kind of surprised I actually did miss out on that one. But nonetheless, that is going to be the round which is going to get the lead towards Invictus' side, and yeah, it's going to be Hunter again on the op, and the CTs going in for the double op setup is not going to pay off. A huge investment coming in, but Krish is still going to have that op being retained for him, and is going to get it dropped and bust on the FAMAS to work with Krish. Going in towards the mid area, the flashbang is going to go out as well, but won't find any sort of frags unless they push out alt mid, and it's going to be double scoped. So, well, if you get surprised, and Reds, by the way, in the meantime, is going to find an opening towards Banana, and Krish has to fall back. Might as well get taken out. Excali trying to find that frag, but won't get it. And the smoke from the CT coming. Buster smoking off the short area, the A short or shed, or whatever you like to call it. But Hunter, I think he's going to be playing more of a support role at this point, just try and flash his teammates in, and that is exactly what is going to happen. It's going to be falling up with the op because it's again he has to get these entries, but look at that, Hellfighter getting the first one, trying to get the second, will get taken down though, and Hellfighter, even though he was taken out, the Molotov doing enough damage. Excali is going to get taken, and look at the HP of both the players. Hunter is going to fall down, can Binary get down as well? Yeah, but it's going to be Ritz getting 2 frags, right? They're both of the players on 22 and 24 points of health respectively, and the Molotov inflicting so much damage. Hellfighter doing a lot of work, right? Even after he was dead, and that Molotov was on point.
And I like that little adjustment that ATE made, having that one player play towards Moto instead of from Moto box inside, so that he was able to flash for Hellfighter and allow him to get back, and even allow the rotation to come in from the player playing CT towards the B bomb site. And that had been their weak point that Invictus had been exploiting towards the arch side over and over again in those 3 rounds that they put on the scoreboard on the trot. And this time, again, there was going to be some aggression from Ritz, but NATO was like, nah fam, not today. But Kappa's there to immediately trade onto Hunter towards Banana. It's even Steven yet again. Buster?
Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Molotov is going to be thrown in towards ballers, and we have 4 people, the entire T side inside apartments. Now, this looks like that choke point where they should not be headed unless they split out towards boilers and apartments. But it looks like a hard apartment take, and they're just all going to drop out. They do have the flashes and the Molotov to work with, but Buster will have to be that rock that RD has been mentioning him, and it's going to try and get the first one. Gets the first, can he get the second? Gets the second as well, but Manan will take him down, and it is going to be Manan and Binary Bug in a 2v3, and Binary Bug holding a really good angle, but Krish is going to miss that shot. The smoke is going to be coming up as well. That would not allow Krish to push up, but the second smoke at the same spot. Now, this is fairly interesting. I wouldn't say it's a bad play because that just makes a longer tunnel of smoke coming in, and the flashbang coming up. Binary is going to avoid it, expecting someone to come out of apartments. Will get spotted again. One more flashbang coming in, and 2 guys will be with the amount of flashes coming in from the CDs, but Binary is going to find the first one. Manan is going to get taken down. Now everyone on the CD side, they do have the information, and Binary will have to pull this off. Can he pull it off though? Hellfire in a 1v1. Binary on 8 points of health, has to absolutely go God mode right now. Is so stressed out. Is going to get taken down. The Hellfire with a really good round. Does not have a kit. Does actually have a kit to work with. Will be falling back, and Binary Bug actually winning this round for his team. That was a really good play coming from Binary.
Indeed, it was Binary Bug realizing that he has 8 HP, so all he has to do technically is just survive. What baffles me is the fact that Hellfighter still has a Molotov on him and had it for the entire retake. All he had to do was Molotov out pit, and Binary Bug would just be another bug squashed on the windshield of a speeding car on the highway. Nothing he could have done there. 8 HP, 1 lick of damage from that Molotov, and you're down for the count. And he could have just stuck the defuse. He had a kit as well. Well, I mean, hindsight is 2020, and we do have the luxury of hindsight, but the players don't.
And this is the reason why I call you the God of Words, because the way you explain things is pretty amazing. And getting back to it, it is going to be again a 5-man banana take. What is Invictus up to right now? I'm kind of surprised, honestly. And the flashbang is going to go up, and everyone on the terrace side is going to get blinded. It is going to be Kappa waiting it out. Hellfighter is going to be standing behind that smoke, and Krish holding a very tight angle, but Hellfighter again the first one will have to fall back. Now he needs a lot of backup coming up. The Molotov is going to get thrown out as well, but Excali, I'm kind of surprised. Oh no, when the Molotov is going to be on point, would not allow Hellfighter to fall back, and Kappa is going to be absolutely blinded. So blind that he won't be able to do anything. But well, the terrace side is going to fall back towards banana, towards mid, and it is still a 4v4, and an equal situation will always favor the terrace side because they will be able to get those trades going in their favor. And Buster waiting out, watching apartments, Krish watching mid. It is only going to be 2 guys towards the A bomb side, and someone could actually technically sneak up from boilers and go towards the A shot area, but Krish is going to miss that opening shot. The smoke is going to be coming in as well, and this is going to be a really interesting fake being, so no one is on the B bomb side. What is even happening? Invictus is showing the first play, and everyone is on the A bomb side. They are going to have total absolute control of the B bomb side, and this is just a comedy of errors, to be very honest.
I just don't understand this kind of counters. I just don't understand what ATE have been playing at. Like, they have this tendency to over-rotate so much. Like, just spotting one guy towards mid, and you rotate everybody to the A bomb side, and that's the thing. These are the mind games that I talk about constantly when you're playing CS. It's just they've been hitting A ever so confidently and ever so often, and oh my god, it's all gonna come down to Excali and Nato getting those 2 crucial headshots. I mean, as I was explaining, sorry, the action just completely threw me off there. I mean, ATE have been leaking that A long position or Archer's position so often that Invictus have managed to put the fear of God in them if they attack that position, and that's what prompted that over rotation. They saw one player, one flashbang towards the Archer's position, and everyone's like, nah, let's go, it's an A hit. And whoever's calling for Invictus right now, hats off to them. They just completely bamboozle the opponents there.
I'm kind of surprised that Krish actually missed that shot. He was aiming a little too low, and this is something that doesn't usually happen when you're holding off mid. So I think that should not really have happened, but nonetheless Hunter will try and find that opening flag, but it's going to be Kappa who's going to get taken down. The first one on the CD side to go down. Binary is going to find that opening. Buster is going to be on 40 points of health. The CT is on a complete eco, and the CZ is going to get picked up, and Buster being spotted. Oh no, man, it was actually the wall bang which did so much damage to him. surviving on 11 points of health. It is going to be a tough task for him to try and hold this push off, but could actually be the bait, but they do not have the manpower to work with, and he's going to get destroyed by Manan, who is inside apartments trying to climb up, and Hunter is going to be the one leading the charge along with Manan towards A bomb side. Krish will get taken down on Binary. Ooh, well, Krish getting a taste of his own medicine, being taken down through the smoke in Binary. Well, what a play, and Hellfire is going to go down as well. The last man standing on the CT side of the scoreline is going to be 5-8 in the favor of the Dare side.
Yeah, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you play an anti-force. That was just textbook anti-eco / anti-force buy or anti-pistol buy, whatever you may call it. It was just a sight for sore eyes. Invictus playing that perfectly, not overextending, using their utility properly, and checking every corner meticulously, being diligent, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. That is what wins you games of Counter-Strike. Precision. Not just good aim, but also precision. Obviously, you need aim. I've talked about this.
It's more of a balance, as I remember one of these cricket matches where Harsha Bhole said, there's a butcher on one end and a surgeon on the other, and that is exactly what you require. You need that raw aim coming in and butchering everyone, but you need that finesse as well when you're playing all of these rounds, especially anti-ecos or anti-force buys. And well, the flashbang, actually the smoke is going to get thrown in towards A bomb side. It could be the split for the A bomb side. Look at that, Buster trying to get the first one. Reds is going to get it though, and Buster again the second frag as well, but Binary trading him out really quickly. Reds is going to get the second headshot onto Binary. It is going to be Manan in a 1v3. He can actually pull this off. He does have the C4 and the amount of resources that he needs to work with, and the flashbang being awarded to perfection. Krish is going to get spotted. The information is going to get passed as well. The Molotov coming in from Kappa and the smoke being thrown out. And this is what you mean when we talk about awareness, and Kappa might as well push the smoke, and Hellfire is going to get spotted, not get taken down. The finally being taken down, and Kappa almost pushing the smoke, will be spamming through the smoke, and Krish has not been spotted. Has he been spotted? Manan playing it to perfection, will get taken down though, and that is going to be the 8th round coming out. Manan, almost playing it to perfection, but just missing out on Krish, and I think props to Manan for the way he played, and props to ATE as well, holding off that push really, really well.
I mean, and also props to Kappa there. Those few shots that he fired through the smoke, they served as the perfect distraction for Krish to actually swoop in and get that kill. Little unfortunate there that Manan wasn't able to spot the shoulder through the hay barrel there. It was visible for just a split second, but that's the bait play. That's the importance of the bait play. Just those few shots caused enough of a distraction for Manan to lose focus and not spot those pixels. That would have definitely won him the round, because Kappa in that 1v1 was not in the favorable position to win had Manan been able to get that frag on to Krish. And little bit of questionable decision making again coming out from ATE. Hellfighter pushing towards balcony. He had no reason to push. Should have just played the bomb plant and just waited for the bomb plant sound and pushed together. You're in a 1v3. You don't have to give him 1v1s at that point. Anyway, again, Invictus back to their old tricks and trades. They're falling back on what they're comfortable with. The slow, methodical map control, gaining an inch every second approach. And whoa, okay, Excali getting shot by his own teammate. That's gonna leave a bitter taste in his mouth.
Oh boy, that is just not expected. And Binary, look at them having a conversation about it. Like, buddy, why are you even shooting me right now? But well, it is going to be Krish along with his teammate holding the A bomb side, but he's going to be falling back. Ritz is actually going to be on the rotation, I'm presuming. Oh no, minus is probably Krish, but Hunter is going to be creeping up behind the smoke, and the spam coming through the smoke by Ritz, and he's going to get destroyed. Hunter with a headshot, and that's going to leave a very, very nice taste of lead in Ritz's mouth. But Buster is going to get taken down, being traded out really quickly. Hunter trying to get the third frag as well, and this monster, look at him. He looks so calm, when you see him in real life, but it's absolutely destroying the defense of the CD side. Only has 4 kills, could actually go in for the ace as well, and Kappa is going to get taken down, and that is going to be an easy peasy ace coming in for Hunter, and the scoreline is going to be 6-9 in the favor of Team Invictus. And early on, Invictus did look a little shaky, but during the end game, they corrected the mistakes and went in for what suits them the most. That is the methodical play.
Yeah, and that's the mark of a team that knows what they're doing, because they've gone and fallen back onto a game style that they know is effective against their opponents. Now see, ATE might be a new lineup, but these 5 players, they've been around the scene for donkey's years, and they've played on teams before, almost the same lineup in fact. And I'm a bit surprised that they look so disjointed, and it's like they have two left feet. They need to be boot camping a little bit harder, in fact, if they want to come out on top of the Masters division. And look at that, Excali just opening things up with a juicy headshot, but Krish replying in kind. Will they expect another player towards Shelter? Yes, they do. Manan just not being able to land the telltale headshot. In the meantime, Naito falls to Hellfighter, and Hunter getting dinked down and getting taken out. Now it's just Manan on the A-bomb side all by his lonesome, and he's going to get shot gangland style by Ritz in the back of the head. And Krish will find the final kill onto the rotating Binary Bug. And ATE, props to them, they win both their pistol rounds. This was something they were struggling with against Mulher. Sorry, I'm still calling them Eternal. Ex-Eternal Mulher in their previous game. And they had, well, a little bit of a shaky start and could not really close out any of the anti-force buys. They kept losing to pistols, and then Mulher just found their groove, found their footing, and just took off from there. Anyway, Excali with the scout. We all know how deadly he can be with this weapon. And, well...
Ooh, just goes on to prove your point. Gets a headshot onto Krish, and that was a pretty impressive one as well. So the first round going in the favor of AT Gaming and Invictus. They are going to force up, and Excali getting the first headshot. That was pretty impressive, to be honest, because that's a very hard shot to hit, by the way. The terrace inside gutters, but he's still going to connect it. And being notorious for changing your sensitivity too many times, it's still going to hit that shot. And it is going to be Manan who is going to be pushed up inside the apartment. So Kappa might just as well get taken down. He's going to get spotted, get taken down, trying to go for the second frag as well. He's going to get it. What is even happening? And Buster is going to go down as well. And Manan with the God tier play coming in. Great, trying to find the frag, but Manan with a quad kill. What is even happening? Being in that position, this should not have been possible. And Manan with an amazing deagle play coming in.
My God. And yeah, I mean, props to Manan, but that position should have been either mollied off, or Kappa should have just come around the corner spraying his heart out. It's, again, these are the simple things that you need to keep in mind while playing an anti-force. You're playing against pistols. Where do you expect these players to be playing from? The tight corners. You pre-fire them, you Molotov them, you smoke them off, you pre-nade them, you do something. You just don't walk into their crosshairs like lambs to the slaughter. And that's exactly what Team ATE did. And Manan was just like there, standing, relishing the opportunity. He was like, om nom nom, feed me those kills, baby. I want my match IR.
Impact rating is what we play for in the end, is it?
Yep.
But jokes apart, Invictus is going to pull that round off, and Manan, pulling those rounds off is something that's just a sight to watch. And what a 4K coming in from him. And Excali is going to be holding that close angle with the MP9, and what a smoke as well. The flashbang is going to get thrown out, and Buster is going to get blinded partially, but he's going to get taken on. Manan again with the 3K. What is even happening? Trying to go in for the quad kill. Can he pull this ace off? Maybe not. Ritz is going to shut him down, and what an amazing quad kill coming in again from Manan, and he's just going off right now. He's exploding, and Invictus pulling off the second round in the second half. And this score line 7-11 does not look very favorable for AT Gaming because of the fact that they are going to go in for an eco, and if they lose one more round, that is going to look like the double eco territory coming. Not the double eco territory, actually. Excuse me for that one, but it just looks hard because the scoreline might be 7-12 if they lose. They are going to lose this one most likely because they don't have the weapons to work with. But it just looks like a hard job to do.
Yeah, right now, ATE need to find their footing, need to find their groove yet again. They did, it did look like they were banding together towards the flag end of the first half. But again, Invictus, even after losing the pistol round, it's just their experience. They just somehow managed to rally back and swing back and just get kills when it's required. And Excali again opening things up with the kill onto Buster, although he does take a metric ton of damage. And look at this, what? How did Kappa get here? How? Hunter, will we see a shank? Kappa's thinking about it, he's going for it, and indeed we do. We see the knife, the Stewie 2K, well, that was humiliating for Hunter. And even like with his ace, that's just gonna rub salt in his wounds there, Kappa. And man advantage to the T's, and it looks like it's Invictus's turn to reel from the shock of losing to an almost eco, but doesn't matter. NATO gets bomb control, Binary Bug still has bomb control, is aware of the fact that Kappa's on the backstab and there's no armor on him, so Binary Bug can hold strong, and okay, almost, and everyone is just so low. The total HP on the server right now is 29. No, sorry, 28. Holy hell, that's low.
That is absolutely. That is between 3 players surviving. So, Koresh, if he pulls this off, this is going to be a sight to watch. But Manan, look at that angle. Look at that cheeky angle. Manan playing it to perfection. Oh my god, I just love this. And this is what experience does to you. Knowing for a fact that he does not have to peek out, does not have a lot of time to work with. And the only time that he has to peek out is when the C4 gets planted, because he had his teammate inside banana. And this is sheer experience coming in to play right there. And he's going to pull the round off as well. The scoreline is going to be 7-12, and this is going to be a very, very important round for ATE Gaming. They have lost 3 rounds in a row. The amount of money they'll get is going to be $2,900 if they lose this one as well, but that is not going to be enough, to be very honest, and they have to pull this one off. And the cash on the CT side is pretty decent, except for 2 guys, Binary and Hunter, who do not have a lot of cash to work with. But Manan is going to get boosted up top. Binary spamming through the smoke towards Banana, and Buster going to be pushing in, almost being taken down. Binary almost being caught off guard, but they are going to fall back, and this looks like it is going to be a pretty slow round coming from both the teams.
Wow. All right. ATE taking a page, taking a leaf out of Invictus's book. They've slowed down the pace. Although that nade damage early on taken by Buster, it might just prove to be huge. And I like this double setup towards Shelter. Excali, what? Managing to get a 3k. 2 with an ump, 1 with the USP, and ATE again looking at a diminished roster, as you might say. Just players just getting obliterated and deleted from the server the second they peek out even. And they really need to work on their timings. It's just not working. Their spacing has been off for the trades. Their timings have been off for the trades. And Invictus have just been punishing them. Now, Invictus are a ruthless bunch of players. If they smell blood, they will never let off. And there we go. Binary Bug picks off Buster, and now it's all down to Kappa. And what is happening at middle?
This is not the Counter-Strike we signed up for, but well, that was a comedy of errors, and Kappa just being startled right there, being double peaked. And well, he's going to get taken down. Excali is going to find the backstep onto him, and that is going to be the 13th round coming up for Invictus again. And oh boy, the Terror side is not going to have enough cash to work with. They are going to go in for a pistol armor buy, most likely, because they do have $3,400 coming up. So we'll see a few Deagles and a few CZs around, and they are going to go in for the head armor as well. So it's alright, because they are on the CT side. They do have the easier economy comparatively, and the CTs. Manan is going to be the one who's going to be yielding the op. Really wielding the op, not yielding. Oh my god, that just sounds terribly awful for some reason. But
yeah, yielding the op, that just sounds wrong. Anyway,
it does in a lot of ways, but well, Manan's going to find the opening. Hellfighter is going to get taken down, and that's just a slip of tongue, and is going to get destroyed by Krish. A headshot coming onto him. Excali will try and find the refrag. Is not going to happen, and Krish, why is he missing so many shots today? This is kind of uncharacteristic. Well, it looks like he has changed his sensitivity up a bit. Kappa is finally going to get taken down. The smoke is going to get thrown out as well. Can he find the frag on the Buster as well? Nope, that is not going to happen. 5 bullets to work with. Will connect the shot onto his head, but Excali will get taken down, and the smoke being primed up, but it's not going to get thrown out. Hunter finally, being pushed back with the Molotov coming up, and NATO is going to wait it out. It's going to be a 2v3 retake, and they do not have to hurry this up. The flashbang is going to go up, but Krish trying to creep around, and I'm quite surprised why did NATO not see the shadow over there, and the CTs have decided to. Well, they're actually going to try and go in for the retake. They do realize they have the amount of money they need to work with, and Krish still holding that angle off is going to be the one who will have to make all the plays in the world. And well, it's going to be Binary who's going to try and bait that shot out, but well, he's going to successfully do that. Will not get taken down. What?
Yeah, that is why they ask you not to evacuate your chamber prematurely, Mamba. That is precisely why. Binary Bug baiting that shot out like a boss, and then just wide peeks out and shoots them both in the face with his M4 and says, thank you very much, I'm gonna take the 14th round. But at least now ATE have the weapons, have the utility, have everything they'd possibly want under the sun to actually make something happen and possibly start mounting a comeback. You don't want a team to just keel over and die in a game of CS. You want to see that fighting spirit. And I believe ATE is a team that has that in abundance. And look at that aggression. Just as you know that they'll have the money. And Excali, what? He's getting stuck on the geometry. But, well, the aggression paying off. Krish with the AWP, though. NATO needs to be careful. And NATO will pay for it with his life. And that aggression, ATE says, ना मुन्ना ना, हम कल के लौंडे नहीं हैं, ठीक है? कल नहीं पैदा हुए हम. तुम हम पे घुसोगे, हम वापस थप्पड़ मार के वापस भेजेंगे. And that's exactly what they did. That aggression not working out at all. And Hunter, though, does manage to bring back the man deficit to 1. But it is going to be a very tough sell for... Okay, just as I say that, Binary Bug evening out and thinning out the herd even more and evening out the man disadvantage, neutralizing it altogether. Alright.
Well, it's going to be Kappa finding the frag onto Binary and Hunter in a 2v1. Can actually pull this off. But the smoke is... Actually, the flashbang is going to be coming in, not blinding him. It's going to be very patient. And the bomb is going to go down as well. Seeing that edge of the smoke and... Well, expecting someone to be a little aggressive, he is going to peek out with the DOP, trying to find some sort of information. Ritz is going to be on the backstab. Hunter does not realize this. Can he pull this off? Ritz has heard him, and he's going to find a headshot onto, or maybe not. Well, not a headshot, but he still gets the frag, and that is going to be the 8th round coming up. And if AT ends up losing this round, they are going to have absolutely no cash to work with. So this round is actually going to be even more important than the last one, because they do not want to get reset at such a crucial point of the game. The scoreline being 8-14 in the favor of the CT side. The CTs have a decent amount of cash to work with, have a decent amount of utility as well. Do not have the AWP though, which is going to be alright, I guess, because Krish hasn't been stepping up with the up, has been missing a lot of shots, so should not be an issue unless Krish goes, God mode with those openings. But Manan and Excali are going to be going towards with the Molotov from the terrace side, not allowing for early control, and so many Molotovs and smokes coming in. And the CTs have literally used up every single piece of utility they could towards Banana to try and get that control, but it's not going to work out. Buster is going to deny that early map control, and this is going to be everything going down the drain. Answer just waiting up. What is even going on, Buster? You monster! That shot through the smoke and that opening. The amount of utility that Invictus used for the early map control does not work out at all, and Buster just denying the control, and that is going to look very terrible. But it's going to get taken out. It's going to be Manan all alone in a 1v5. Gets the first one. Hellfight is going to get taken on Ritz. He's spotted right there, will not get taken. Almost going down, surviving on 11 points of health, and that is going to be the 9th round coming up for the terrorist side.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing differently. Invictus, whatever was working out for them initially, seems to have just stopped. ATE have figured out what was wrong with their setup, and it's clear that it had something to do with just marking those pushes. Both the rounds we've seen ATE pick up have been off the back of just impatient plays coming out from Invictus. Are they in a hurry to end it? Why are they not extending the due courtesy that the players from ATE deserve from them? The respect. They're just YOLO right now, in YOLO mode, and that's not going to work out against guys like Kappa, Krish, Buster, Ritz, Hellfighter. They've been playing against these guys for a long time, and Krish, Buster, they're just going to open up the spray, and Binary Bug will get that one consolation kill and back off, but I don't think he can do much. Just the USP. I mean, yeah, that's it. Krish with the 2k, Buster with the 2k, Ritz with that final kill, and that was just a bloodbath on Banana. It's just everybody's just peppered with lead, and everyone's just 6 feet under.
And what Invictus have essentially done right now is give a lot of money to AT Gaming. Now they have such a huge bank. Even if they lose this round now, AT will still have enough money to buy for the next 2 rounds. And this is just upsetting, to be very honest. But yeah, I mean, Invictus going a little too YOLO, giving up the bank, and AT Gaming now having the momentum in their favor. The series do not have a lot of cash and a lot of resources to work with. So this essentially could be that snowball moment where the comeback starts rolling in, and AT is more than capable of it, even though they have quite a nice lineup in terms of, having played together. And we have Hellfighter as well, who's the youngest guy on the team and does not have all that much of experience. But this still is doable for AT, and the smoke is going to have a bit of a gap, and Hunter is going to exploit that gap. If the terrorist set pushes up, they are going to get destroyed and obliterated by the CT, but this looks like a very slow and a methodical play coming in from AT Gaming. I'm actually quite fond of this. Excali, look at that boost. Look at that though. This is going to be quite interesting to see, and Ritz is going to be coming up, might just get taken down by Hunter unless he gets double peeked, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Ritz is going to get taken down, and Hellfighter not being able to trade that frag out. Buster is going to be towards mid alongside Krish and Manan. Behind that smoke is going to be watching Boilers, and Buster trying to creep up through the smoke. Is going to do that. He's going to do that. Will get taken down though. And Hellfighter is going to go down, but Krish with the refrag coming in. Manan will get taken down. It's going to be Excali finding the last frag onto Krish, and Invictus again. The scoreline is going to be 10-15. The match point coming up. Can they close that out, or are they still going to go YOLO? That's something we still have to find out, but well, AT Gaming had to win 5 rounds in a row to set that comeback rolling and push it to overtime on Inferno.
Yeah, and if you'd have noticed there, Mamba, just as I talk about Invictus extending ATE some courtesy and respect, and that's exactly what they do. They don't go pushing out like madmen. They play extremely turtle, and that really innovative boost coming out towards Boiler. I mean, they were just not expecting it, and obviously Manan with that 3k, or was it a 2k? I'm confusing rounds at this point. But yeah, Manan has just been a god playing towards the A bomb side this whole game. And just as I say that, Manan gets his face smashed in. Instant brain surgery performed on him by Buster, living up to his name. And man advantage ATE. Let's see how Invictus deal with this. It looks like they're not going to rotate anyone just right about now from the B bomb side. It's going to be a 2-2 split. So it's going to come down to Excali and NATO to hold down the fort towards the A bomb side. This is their Alamo. But bomb is slowly but surely making its way towards B. It's still in the middle of Banana. Not really showing any hardcore signs of commitment. But is it going to be a 3A fake and a B play? That's really ballsy from ATE Gaming, especially at this stage. It's match and map point. But Invictus aren't buying it. They just aren't buying it. No one's rotated just as yet. They're still playing their 2-2 split. And it looks like they're going to be regrouping towards the B bomb side. This could be the wrong decision in my opinion, because Hunter with his op lies in wait. And Buster is going to feel that. Will Kingdom come? Oh, missing the second shot. There's still 2 players on the B bomb side, and that's going to be Binary Bug getting the kill. And now it's a 2v2. It's so late, but well, Hunter has fallen to Ritz, and now it's a 1v2. Ritz and Hellfighter versus Excali. And Excali, he's going to have to double time it. Does have
he's
a
going to
kit.
regret changing his sensitivity, to be honest.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he's going to be in a 2v1 and does not have any sort of resources to work with as well. And if Invictus loses, they are going to be forced on an eco. They are going to get absolutely reset. Now, this is something that they do not want to happen. And he's actually going to go in for the ninja play. This is going to be very interesting to see. And just waiting out Hellfighter, though not buying it, will get taken down by Hellfighter. His head being ripped off. And the Bob is going to get picked up for Crash to work with. And the CT's being absolutely destroyed in the last round and being reset as well. Binary Bug will have $4,200 to work with, and except for him, everyone else on the series do not have enough money to work with. Excali has a decent amount of money as well, so they are going to go in for a full eco and not allow AT to close in anymore, because this is the point they realize that, alright boys, we need to step up and we cannot let them close in anymore, because if they do and we make one mistake, this could actually cost us the game entirely.
Alright. Invictus doing the right thing, going for the eco. They're trying to go for that boost, but it's not really going to pan out. The timing's just not working out there for Excali and NATO. And I like what AT are doing there. They haven't committed. They've used some of their utility to try and get banana control, and they've managed to wrestle it from the CTs. So they know that for the time being, it's good. Oh, almost that flashbang, but then NATO and Binary, they're just getting completely annihilated. A little bit off on the timing now. Hunter trying to make something happen, and his flashbang is good, but then he's staring down 3 rifles, and one of them wasn't blind, and that was Kappa. And he just asked Hunter to sit down very, very nicely. And Hellfighter mopping up the final 2 kills of that round.
Well, speaking with experience, that would be Hunter who would be asking very nicely, because he's one of the most polite players I've ever met. He's just a cute fluff ball to spend time with, and yeah. He's that kind of a person.
Really sweet guy, really soft spoken. I really like the guy. He's very nice.
Also, he's not just good at Counter-Strike, by the way. I think he's good at snooker as well. Has represented the country at several occasions. So yeah, he's good at a lot. He's good at a lot more things than just Counter-Strike. So props to him. But getting back to it, the CTs are going to buy it up. They do not have a lot of resources to work with, and this might just not be the round for them. And the nade coming in and landing at the feet of Hunter, being taken down 65 points of health. He is going to be fairly upset. And the terror side, 3-man towards Banana, and 2 guys towards the mid area. The C4 is going to be towards mid as well. So this is going to be fairly interesting to see. Excali, waiting it out. But NATO doesn't really have a flashbang, so I'm not quite sure why he was turned around, but maybe just avoiding the flashbang. He might just get caught off, but the smoke is going to get thrown on Hellfighter, not peeking out at that point, and Hunter is just me waiting towards Arches, but he's going to get smoked off as well, and might just go in for the spray down through the smoke when he realizes that they are going to be crossing up, and Hellfighter holding that angle off, being really passive, and Buster is going to be falling back so that he does not get spotted by the terrorists that come in towards Banana, and that when they use the edge of the smoke. But Hellfighter is still not going to step out. I am kind of confused, but it looks like it's going to be a B fake A take coming in, because Z4 is towards the A bomb side, and Hellfighter is waiting it out along with the teammates, and the C4 is kind of confused right now. Fred, what do you think about this?
30 seconds left on the clock, 35 seconds. They need to decide, and Hunter, I think he realizes that it's going to be an A hit and he's rotating back towards the A bomb side through arches. And NATO, his timing has to be absolutely god tier. He gets one, does get spotted out, needs to be careful, needs to stay alive for his team, but doesn't. And Excali, all he's able to do is get that one kill. They needed one more. NATO had to time his peak a little better. And now it's ATE's round. It's just Binary Bug all alone in a 1v3. There's no retaking this. All he can do is try and hold on to this M4 and that armor and Kevlar and helmet. The timing on that, it all just came down to timing. Just one peak from NATO even a second ago. And he could have lined up 2 frags and won Invictus that round. That is how close these rounds have come and could have swung either way but have gone the other. It's all come down to those split-second decisions that you and I can only talk about and we can reflect upon because we're getting to watch the full game, like the entire perspective. We have the full context of a round. But the players don't. So, I can't really blame NATO for not taking that peak. I don't know what comms he's being fed. I don't know why. There's so many variables there, but it's just so unfortunate that 1 second can decide the fate of a round.
And that is the reason why, I say when there are wrong ways to play Counter-Strike, there's no one right way to play Counter-Strike. There are only wrong ways to play Counter-Strike because, when things are working out for you, it's way too many variables. There are 10 players on the server, 10 players having each of their own roles, each of their tendencies, the amount of, the timing, the amount of resources they have, the way they use their resources. It's way too many variables to count. And the CTs are getting forced on an eco. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about. They lost the last round. They do not have enough cash to work with. And if they lose the next one, this is going to be overtime. This is absolutely going to be overtime. And I'm actually kind of angry at the same time at Invictus and feel sorry for them because, even though you're playing with a sub, but you cannot be so careless. ATE Gaming, fine, they are playing good. They are playing good and they did step up when they had to. But it's Invictus's fault when they allowed that comeback to roll in. They played a little too careless, and that is the reason why AT is in this position right now. They have everything they need. They have the cash, they have the resources, they have the weapons, and well, momentum is also in their favor at this point.
Yeah, and right now this round is just ATE's to lose, and again they've made the right call. They've gotten the right read. Hellfighter put in that active lurk position, has gone out, secured the information that, guys, I don't hear anyone towards A, just come A, swing. They've gambled towards the B, to the B bomb site. Let's just take the bomb site and just chill. And right now, I think, again, Binary Bug's main goal, and now Manan's, is to just hold on to those 2 rifles. But the question is, will ATE allow it? I don't see any reason why they should. They have so much money, they can just go out for the hunt and just deny the save for Invictus and just kick them where it hurts and bleed their money even further so that they have lesser utility to work with and can get less map control because of it early on and even have nothing to stop that push when it comes from ATE Gaming late round.
And that is exactly what is going to happen, but they are taking things quite slowly, to be very honest, and everyone could have pushed out because they've cleared every single angle that is possible. And we still have Buster just waiting at the C4, being a little paranoid about the fact that there could be anyone. And Ritz is at the T-base trying to clear it out, and they are still not going to be able to take those guns off. I would have asked for one more guy to push up, but that's not going to happen, and they are going to save those weapons up. We'll have some amount of utility to work with, and the AWP is going to get passed to Hunter. Binary is going to drop it off unless he has some other plans, and well, he's going to buy the AWP and pass it to Hunter. Yep, that is going to happen, and I feel so nice when when it actually comes out to be true. But it's just as easy as it could get because Hunter is the AWPer for the CT side, and this is going to be deciding the fate if Invictus will go on a raging spree post match or not, because they have to win this round. If they don't, I think this match is gone from Invictus because ATE have the momentum in their favor and they could actually pull this match off. But getting back to it though, the nade is going to get thrown in and the flashbang is going to go out as well. So a little amount of resources being used up towards Banana to take that control, and only one Molotov being thrown out. This is kind of surprising. If that is the first Molotov which is being thrown out, I would actually expect the second Molotov to be thrown out towards sandbags. This is what Den Risky used to do for the Banana take on Inferno, but we did not see the second Molotov coming. Now they have to clear out sandbags manually, and that's just redundant, to be very honest.
Yes, I'm just waiting for that flashbang for Binary to try and go and, exactly do that. Good flashbang, good peek, good information gained, and man advantage again in the favor of Invictus. Now, this is their round to throw away. Hunter with the AWP. This is when this man is at his most dangerous. And alright, they're gonna switch it up. They heard the op towards CT spawn, but now Hunter's playing from the site. But ATE are playing a very weird game. They haven't really gone for any map control. And the fact of the matter remains that Invictus are playing so scared right now that they haven't tried to take advantage of this extremely narrow setup from ATE. And what a shot from Hunter through the smoke. Almost gets the second. Can he? He does get the second. Can he get more? Is the question. There's Binary Bug, and it looks like it's GG. Well played. And indeed it is. Manan will come peering out through the smoke. And Invictus, they took their time. They played with their food. But this is a team that knows how to get their job done. And indeed they did. Invictus with the final W. Very well played to ATE Gaming. They took Invictus very ropes there. Fought like and went down fighting. Anyway, guys, you guys have had fun. That's all from my side. Over to the studio, Adi and Vagish. Take it away, guys. Take it away.
What a close game there between Team ATE and Invictus Gaming, and it is one of those off days when Adi is just going to stare at his screen and he knows that our predictions come true. It was Team Invictus who, after how would I say, grudgingly they won this game, dragged the game to last, to the lees of this entire Inferno.
Yeah, honestly, the score was actually a lot more flattering for ATE than the game actually was.
Yeah.
Because at one point it was 13-8 or so, right? It wasn't really a contest at that point. I think it was, they were
pretty one-sided at that time.
Yeah, they were 12-7 up, Invictus at one point, right? And I thought Invictus has in the bag. But towards the end, right, at CT, AT started out all the stops. They started, doing a B fake A take, and they did it 2 times in a row as well, right? And you expected Invictus to not fall for such a dumb fake. It's just a still fake, right? All you have to do is not rotate. Just play 2 and beat, play 3 and A, and trust players to lock it down and
that's
at least bring it down.
Players.
Yeah, I've said this a long time ago as well.
But
and this game had also ended when it was 14-8. And yeah, it was the over rotations.
Yeah, I was going to say that, the over rotation. I think
Exactly.
that also added up to the troubles of Invictus later.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to Adi off stream also, ladies and gentlemen, that it's predominantly how Arsenal functions when it comes to the Premier League. They'll be in a very good spot. Somewhere in between, Mr. Wenger will decide, मुझे ये लड़का पसंद नहीं है फील्ड में. इसको हटा के इसको डाल दो, and then suddenly you see the Sensex graph to go down into the recession.
I'll tell you what, talking about the players, right? Like Invictus this is a depleted squad basically. It was an absolutely depleted squad, and as expected, Nato didn't perform very well at all. And Binary Bug actually is going to get my MVP award, but that's later, because he had a really good standout performance. And Binary Bug should probably replace Pasha Sahil hands down permanently in this squad.
Replacement.
He shouldn't be a substitute because he had a really good game. And honestly, it was Hunter and even Excali at a few points, right, with their individual plays. Hunter had a couple of very important rounds, and he also had an ace in one of the rounds. Manan had 2 4Ks, and in one of those it was an eco round actually, which they were eco. It was the anti-force buy round for ATE, which they absolutely threw away. And things like that, right? And even Excali had quite a few multi-kill rounds, and it was actually Invictus on skill alone, on individual brilliance alone, bringing this game.
There was no strat.
Yeah.
It was just like
even the
individual
last
players
round,
joining in together.
Even the last round, actually, Invictus almost threw it away. They had the first pick, and then after that, Hunter had to dig them out of a hole again because Binary started rotating towards A.
Yeah.
Again, the over rotations, right? But Hunter finally got the first 2 frags as well, and then Binary Bug chimed in with another, and made it easy work for Invictus. But again, a lot of the rounds lost were actually the fault of Invictus themselves. And on the flip side, this bodes really badly for ATE because if they couldn't beat this squad, right, Invictus of course
is going to be
Invictus is definitely a top 4 team. But if they couldn't beat a squad which was playing with 2 substitutes, it's not going to work out really well. Yeah, exactly.
So who is okay? Fine.
Yeah, I did already say that earlier. So yeah, Binary Bug is going to be my MVP. 24 frags and clearly not on the screen.
But again,
for me the MVP would be Binary Bug because 24 frags. a KDR of 1.6, 4 double kills, 1 triple kill and 1 quad kill as well. And in addition to that, his round impact stats as well speak for it, because he had 3 opening frags and he had a lot of trade frags. He had 4 trade frags and 3 revenge frags. That basically counts as 7 trade frags. And so those important frags really counted towards him being the MVP of the game. And yeah, I mean, this was a game of individual brilliance, actually. That's about it.
Alrighty then, well, that sums up today's Counter-Strike Global Offensive game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be taking a quick break here. On the other side, we have Dota 2 lined up. Don't go anywhere. Remember, this is the ESL Asia Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League, brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX and Intel, and proudly presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. We'll be right back.
The ESL India Premiership 2018 has 3 seasons: summer, fall, and winter. The summer season takes place from April to June, while the fall season runs from July to September. Finally, the winter season takes place from October to December. Coming to tournament formats, each season is divided into 3 tiers: the professional tier, the Master League, the semi-professional tier, the Challenger Series, the Open tier, Starter Cups. Moving on the frequency, every season in ESL India Premiership 2018 will see 1 Master League, 3 Challenger Series, and 3 Starter Cups. The Masters League now hosts 12 teams and players. Meanwhile, the Challenger Series has 8 contestants and follows a double elimination format. Finally, the Starter Cups are now limited to only 128 participants, so make sure you register for the Premiership now. Once you register for the Starter Cup 1, you'll have to fight your way to the top. At the end of the phase, you
But with the action here, only and only during the course of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Now we just got done with Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And now we're heading off into Dota 2 between Alpha Esports and Team Akatsuki. Angela has joined me again. And before we head off, huge compulsory shout out to our amazing sponsors, Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel. And of course the people presenting it to you, that's ESL and Northern Gaming, basically me. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Yes. Now, Angie, moving on to you. This is a very interesting Dota 2 game because the captain for Alpha Esports, has recently formed this team.
Yeah, so basically, As Bankai used to play in Burisa Youth before this, and this team is first of all from Delhi, and they recently formed by As Bankai, who used to play in Burisa Youth before this, and then now he's decided that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and form my own team. But the irony of this is that his last game he played against Burisa Youth, his previous team, and he faced a very hard defeat over there. The score was about 6 to Alpha Esports, while Burisa Youth took 25 to themselves. So this is a very important game for him. More than just being part of a new team, I think he needs to stand up and prove himself. That making a new team also comes with the confidence as a captain that you got to prove yourself.
All right. So let's quickly take a look at the first team in question here, Team Akatsuki. Alrighty then, apparently my live production head does not know how alphabets work. He forgot that K comes before L. Moving on, that's Team Akatsuki. That's Team Akatsuki for you guys. Even though his own name starts with K, he doesn't know that K comes before L.
Anyway, I wanted to add this for Alpha Esports. In the summer season finale, LAN finale, they were the finalists that came to LAN. So it's not like they are a bad team or, you know, they've not performed well. This team has really proved themselves. To make it to the LAN finale of the ESL also is not an easy, it's a very daunting task. And today they go up against a team who are very well versed with the ESL India Premiership.
Yeah, the Nepalese Lions.
Yeah, and I've seen them play in the summer, the fall, the winter, and again now in the summer. And they have grown. Like through the time I've seen this whole team play from Nepal, they've just always been better and better. And at some point in time, I do want to see them even come first because, you know, they say, right, consistent performances get you to the place you want to be. So this matchup for me is very interesting. Of course, the last game Akatsuki played was again reckoning Infinity, and it didn't really fare well for themselves. So both these teams have suffered very heavy losses, and I think that's why both of them are going to take this particular game very, very seriously. And I'm thinking that this one is going to go for about 45 minutes.
All right, so let's quickly take a look at the opposition here, Team Alpha Esports. Yes, it has been recently brought to my notice. We finally have acquired a Venom in Dota 2 also. Sadly, he's not really that picturesque.
I don't know why most of the teams look so angry. Have you noticed their pictures?
Oh, that's the game phase. That's the game on phase. Like,
okay.
Yes.
I think our photographer always does bring a game face.
It's called the smolder. If you've seen WWE, have you ever followed WWE?
Not that much, but I watched it. Yeah.
Do you know about Rock?
Yes, of course.
Exactly. It's like I'll just do this and appear like game face instead of just pulling off Rock and be like and do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay then. So moving on, that's Team Alpha Esports. I do not know why the guy on the second left is absolutely divine. He's white. Even though, like,
I think he's a divine player in Dota, maybe that's why. Could be.
The divine ray of Dota's new matchmaking status now. Instead of MMR, you have these medals.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So, well, these are the two teams in question here.
Yeah.
Angela, what is your prediction going to be like for this game?
Well, as far as I know, Akatsuki have always played the 5v5 kind of combination. They don't really split it. They don't really like to take simultaneous kills around the map. They like to stick as a team, and that has always been their strength. So, but Alpha Esports, on the other hand, they like to pick heroes like the Enchantress, the Chen, the Undying, a little bit versatility coming in from their end. So, I'm hoping to see maybe Alpha Esports go for a split meta over here and go like a 4+1 combination. But I'm seeing Akatsuki play again the Let's Go 5-man, and together as a team, one brain, one army, we're going to finish this off.
Alrighty then, so then without wasting any further time, let's quickly head over to the game and see what's in store for us. Vivek, Venkatraman and Floki are all set to take us through the game. Yes, I know.
Okay.
Jeez, dude. I did not forget.
Okay.
Oh my god, dude.
excited about the draft.
Everybody is like getting alarmed, dude.
Yeah.
I am just introducing our esteemed casters
Okay.
way beforehand so that we don't waste any further time
Yes.
in heading off into the game. And before we actually head off into the game now, so now we have a silencer ban coming in from Akatsuki and a Willow ban coming in from Alpha Esports.
Yeah.
And more bans to be followed. What do you make of it, Angela?
We're just seeing the first two bans. I know that Alpha has been following the recent meta in Dota 2. Willow is a very strong offlaner. We've already spoken about this. Silencer, Tinker getting a ban because Alpha loves to play a lot of push in the early game. They like to pick up the Shadow Shaman for themselves, which kind of indirectly says that they like a fast push game. So Tinker getting a ban, they're very, very needed. Silencer getting banned, I think that would be more of Akatsuki not wanting their 5-man combo to be disrupted in any way. So
Or
may as
any
well
team fight
ban
getting
the hero.
disrupted in any way,
Yeah, may as well just ban it rather than giving them
Because
a
if
chance.
Clockwork has also been banned now from Alpha Esports, they've banned Clockwork and Lycan banned by Akatsuki. So definitely they're trying to avail any benefit they can by
Correct.
stopping a fast game coming in from Alpha Esports.
Because if they do push 5, the only thing that can really counter them are split push. So that's kind of leaving Lycan, the anti-mage, the Terrorblade also for a matter
Indeed.
of fact. But for now we see Alpha taking time with their last ban. They got to be very careful because then Akatsuki going to pick their hero. I could see Akatsuki going for the Witch Doctor. They love picking the Witch Doctor. The Disruptor, also another favorite by Itachi. So I could see them pick up those two heroes, and the Kunkka gets the ban there.
Why do I suspect Alpha is going to pick Nature's Prophet in this game? I have a very strong feeling.
They could go for Nature's Prophet, the Enchantress, the Chen. They like picking those jungle heroes quite a bit.
Yeah.
But Akatsuki picking a hero that you like to call Balanar from Dota 1, but he has Night
What do you mean
Stalker.
I like to call Balanar?
I mean,
he
you
is
always-
Balanar.
Yeah, but
Once a
anyway.
Night Stalker, always
Always
a Night Stalker.
Night Stalker getting the
That
first
sounds
pick.
so wrong. Trust me, Angela, if I
yeah.
go around in Gurgaon saying I'm a Night Stalker, I'll be jailed the very instant.
You definitely-
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But I believe Nature's Prophet is going to be a good pick for Alpha because, according to me,
Yeah.
do correct me if I'm wrong, considering the fact that Akatsuki is looking forward to take this game slow and steady and gradually build up their attack and the
Yeah.
damage and take the game longer, then Alpha would not want to have that. So I believe Nature's Prophet would be a good pick.
True.
Because it'll help them split push faster and divert attention from at least one lane at a
Yeah.
time. So ganks are going to be like slightly troublesome for Akatsuki to follow up because Shadow Shaman, as I think it's also a good pick coming in from
Yeah,
Alpha
I
for that
mean,
point of matter.
Alpha would not want Akatsuki to pick the Shadow Shaman because he fares well with the Night Stalker as a fifth role. Also, he fares really well with the Luna.
Indeed.
And that kind of ends the game in the first 18 to 20 minutes. And I don't see Akatsuki I don't see Alpha taking that risk. It's not needed. So, picking a Shadow Shaman as your first pick, very interesting. They like to pair this hero with the Juggernaut. So, I could see maybe. Thank you. So they like to pair this hero very well with Juggernaut. So that coming in from Alpha, very interesting pickup. They could also opt to go for an Enchantress. The push would be very strong from Alpha from their end. Akatsuki taking some time with this pick. They got to be very careful because Juggernaut inbuilt BKB with his first skill. He spends, I forgot the name. But they got to be very careful about the secondary pick. Of course, they could also opt to go for the Death Prophet in the mid lane, which helps them push
I think
much
a Viper.
stronger. A
Viper would be
yes.
very beneficial because the entire poison damage which you take over time is going to be very helpful for Bananar to hunt in the night. I believe so personally because the Viper can actually accrue a lot of damage in a very short span of time. If
Yeah.
a good Viper, I mean, if a Viper farms well in the mid lane,
Yeah.
I think it's going to help Balanar.
They could actually look at Alpha's draft. I could also see them going for an Undying. Like,
indeed.
as a matter of fact, they've always liked that. But Akatsuki picking up a hero, I have not really seen them pick up before much. Akatsuki goes to pick up the Phoenix. Now, the Phoenix, as we know, he could be played in the fourth role. He could be also sent in the offlane.
Indeed.
Fares very well with the Night Stalker, but it also makes me question what is the lineup Akatsuki has in mind. Do they really want to send a Phoenix offlane, a little squishy?
I doubt Phoenix is going to be sent offlane.
Yeah.
More so because of the fact that if this Phoenix is going to be utilized well, he might as well go mid.
But I also have a worry over here that Akatsuki's lockdown is not very strong because
True.
if that is a fourth role Phoenix or a fifth role Phoenix, then the Night Stalker only has one skill to kind of slow somebody down. And
Definitely.
that makes me question whether they are going to go for a Death Prophet mid or pick up something like a Terrorblade to be their carry.
True.
For now,
because then
take
it's going to be
some
pretty tough if the Phoenix try to do what I said, go mid. And they've banned DK. They know HP and damage is going to be a
all the
lot
fiery
trouble.
souls. So
Yes.
first, the pick is Phoenix, ban the DK.
Indeed. There's already a ban of DK coming in from Alpha Esports, and now we're waiting for a ban coming in from Akatsuki to see who they would ban and try to blockade Alpha's movement here in terms of picking characters.
Seeing this Phoenix, I also feel like thinking about it that Akatsuki could also opt to go for a Lifestealer. Maybe if they get a Lifestealer,
They've banned Underlord.
Oh, they banned Underlord.
They've already banned Underlord.
Expected ban. I mean, Underlord is very strong.
Alpha's gone ahead, banned Luna there. They know exactly all the soft spots to.
But as I see the
on.
Luna ban, I also see that the Lifesteal is still open. I see the Terrorblade is open. We have not yet seen an entrance of the Terrorblade as of now in the ESL India Premiership.
True.
I would love to see whether they would opt to go for the Terrorblade. Fares really well against the Juggernaut too. He has the illusions to counter that ultimate. Going to take some time here though. 1 minute. What? They got
1 minute 36 seconds of reserve time.
And they're going to take some time. Night Stalker, Phoenix, they could pick up their mid now. The Templar Assassin, Storm Spirit, the Puck also still in the pool.
Would an Undying serve well for Akatsuki in this case? I think an Undying would be a very good team player for them because obviously the passive his ultimate also provides him. And it'll be easy to chase down these guys. You see, Akatsuki can build up a very good damage-based team. They have good, strong, HP-oriented characters and heroes to play with. And an Undying in a very tight spot can be a game changer.
And Undying, I'm thinking of the Undying, I'm also thinking that Alpha could even pick up the Disruptor because he's still available. No one's decided to ban that hero. And hero like, a Night Stalker who can just ram through everything in a night, you need to glimpse him back if you want to really take him down. And I could really see them picking the Disruptor because how do you lock down
they've gone and banned Batrider. Akatsuki has gone ahead and banned Batrider for them. They know zonal gameplay is definitely not going to be their forte here. Alpha is going to try to separate them and try to take them down in bits and pieces. Basically, it's what Manoj Super XL Gola says, Clash Royale, chip damage. If not entirely in a gank fight or in a gank, destroy them at least in pairs. That makes so much more sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense to me. But as of now, I'm still looking at Alpha, and I need them to pick a very tanky hero. I need more lockdown from them, and that's where the Tide Hunter. They've got a Tide Hunter in the off lane. A very systematic drafting phase coming in there from Alpha. They're showing their hero, it's still not showing them. Tide, brilliant, works well against any hero in the off lane. There's not really much you can do to him. If Akatsuki decide to pick a Razor in the mid lane, it will fare really well for them against any hero. But now that I see a Razor, I'm like, is it going to be an OD or is it going to be a Wiper? Because
I totally believe that Akatsuki is now trying to turn over a new leaf and do what Alpha did previously. Become a fast-paced team and try to take it over as soon as possible. Because, like I was mentioning, Razor is one of my favorite heroes because of the simple fact his talent tree is absolutely beautiful.
True.
And you add all the correct invent there, you are talking about a live wire running loose in those 3 lanes. And it's such a pathetically beautiful sight to see people run around away from Razor when his ultimate's on, along with that talent tree of -1 second interval between his Thundercloud strike, which also can harm buildings.
Yes.
And structures.
It definitely does. I mean, Razor is one of those heroes that are very hard to counter. He's just going to stand there and just, destroy you if you don't destroy
And plus,
him.
I think the greatest benefit Razor can have here is the fact that he can definitely. So, you see, if you realize the gradual turn of Alpha is now towards more tanky heroes. Heroes which can last. Now, in that instance, a Razor is a very good help because of his static link. The damage stolen is absolutely going to be the major point of harassment for any of their tanks.
That's true.
If these two teams enter into a gank with Razor in between them, I'm pretty sure Alpha will have to try and manage to get Balanar or Razor, whichever they can lay their hands on ASAP and get them out of the picture, because the more they'll be there, the more harmful it's going to be for Alpha because of the damage accrued. And they've gone ahead and picked up a Disruptor for them. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be predominantly a very fast-paced game for Akatsuki, indeed.
Yes, more than fast-paced game, I don't see them really going into a lot of fights. I mean, they're concentrating more on taking down towers. They want to work more in the night, not, I mean, get a farm going in the early stages of the game and then just pick up the pace. But I like the way Alpha has gone ahead and picked up the Earth Spirit, which gives me an opening.
And they've gone ahead and banned Void.
They've gone ahead and banned Void. Okay, I wouldn't.
But
Really
I suspect Void was not really necessary as a ban here. They could have definitely imagine a PL with Akatsuki right now.
I wouldn't even. I mean, not even the PL. I'm more thinking on the lines of Chaos Knight, because if you see a Chaos Knight cannot really. I mean, the Juggernaut can't do anything to a Chaos Knight. He's just going to stand there and be like, all right, Ultimi, what are you going to do more? So unless, you know, the Juggernaut completely changes his build and goes, rather than the Diffusal Blade, into Battle Fury and completely changes the gameplay. Now, if that is going to be Akatsuki's pick, it works well. They do need the
But
lockdown.
I don't know, Angie. I'd like to differ here. I'd love to see a PL. I'd love to see a PL simply because of the fact because he's the perfect harassment for Juggernaut. If he ulties him, he can totally disappear. And the same thing works for Shadow Shaman. Tide Hunter's ultimate also can be easily routed off in that point of matter. And plus, his ultimate being a passive juxtapose for that point of matter is going to be a lot of trouble for Jug, for SS, and for Earth Spirit. Maybe not that much for Earth Spirit, but definitely for their first two picks, that is Juggernaut and Shadow Shaman. In fact, they've gone ahead and banned Shadow Fiend, Akatsuki. They've gone ahead and banned Shadow Fiend there. They know this mid... Because Alpha still does not have a proper mid hero. I'm pretty sure now would be a good time. Alpha.
I mean, Alpha could just go for an OD. They could even choose to go for.
Or a Viper.
A Viper, yeah, I mean, but he'll not really fit in that much.
He won't definitely.
I mean, he'll fare well against the Razor in the mid lane, yes, of course. But apart from that, I don't really see him being that strong in the mid to late game phase. Especially if they are planning to pick up a PL, the Viper really gets destroyed against a PL.
Well, Akatsuki's gone ahead with the Tiny.
I love that pickup. I love how Akatsuki has
perfectly balanced. It's like not a little bit of salt, not too much of salt, not too much of pepper, not too much of mirchi. Everything is fine, perfectly balanced. I feel this is the perfect dish. If Sanjeev Kapoor was doing this show, he would say this is my dish. This is my Khana Khazana today.
So looking at this lineup, I have to take it that if the Night Stalker is roaming, we're going to have the Phoenix in the off lane.
Yeah, definitely.
And if that is going to play, I love how Akatsuki have gone ahead and given their carry the stunning. So he starts the fight and everybody else is just going to follow through.
They've got a gyro.
And they've got a gyro. Alpha Esports decide to go with the gyrocopter. It's mostly going to be a mid gyro coming in with the Juggernaut, Shadow Shaman and an Earth Spirit. Of course, the Earth Spirit, you can just say he'll be bottom and top. So it's going to be a roaming Earth Spirit coming in from there, and the Tide Hunter to finish that beautiful lineup for themselves. Talking about Tiny a little bit more, I mean, this hero has got a nerf in the recent patch. His Avalanche Toss has got a cooldown now. You don't really have that constant CD on him. The cooldown reduction has been nerfed. So due to that, I'm a little worried if Tiny would really fit into Akatsuki's draft
for this game. Yeah.
But
who do you think is going to win this?
I first want to give hats off to Akatsuki. You have really surprised me with your draft. I didn't really expect you to pick such versatile heroes, and I think that shows that as they've entered summer season,
a lot of thought has gone into this.
A lot of thought and a lot of practice, I think, to come out so strong with your lineup. I would put my bet on Akatsuki.
I was going to say the same. Yeah, I don't know why I want to root for Akatsuki.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they're perfectly balanced. They're apart from the tiny issue, which is literally a tiny issue, pun intended. I don't see much of any problem arising for Team Akatsuki. They have good off-laner capabilities. They have good mid-hold. They have everything for every situation. I mean, sure, I'll again say I would love to see a PL, but let's see what transpires. But right now, I've been informed by the production that the game has begun.
All right.
It's already live, so let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. You're watching the summer season, phase 1 indeed, and we've got Akatsuki facing off versus Team Alpha. As Angela already pointed out in the panel, and just in case you missed it, Team Alpha, there are a bunch of young folks who played in Burisa Youth. I mean, it's safe to assume that they're young, and they reformed. They formed a new team. Ask Bankai leading them from the front, and they've got a fairly tough matchup to start things off with in their run this season.
Yep. Top lane though. Look at the Phoenix. Pulling the level 1 creep wave like always.
Oh yeah, Axel. He's pulled the wave. Problem is...
He's just gonna TP out. He's gonna hold this creep wave for a bit. And he's gonna TP out.
Gonna miss with the equilibrium. Try and ensure that you got a double wave coming in. The problem is that there's a good chance that his TP might get cancelled. Hidden. He's put the point into the rolling boulder. And that is as wide as a rolling boulder can go. And Axel, with the dive, will TP out.
Okay. So look at what Bankai is doing. Bankai just took spin level 1 and he tried to clear the creep wave. It's trying to make sure that his creep wave completely pushes into the tower and then they can sort of go for a play on Axel.
Okay. Blade Fury's got a fair amount of cooldown. I think Icarus Dive Icarus Dive will come off cooldown by then as well. This is hit or miss, but Venom and Hidden are looping around. Venom looking for the shackle. Doesn't have the danger at level
Venom
1.
should know there's a ward here. The Phoenix started running away as soon as he was moving up the staircase.
The thing is, Phoenix did see Venom drop ward, so he could try and get the D ward. If nothing else, in early D ward is a little bit of experience, might help you hit level 2. Either way, you should hit 2 with this creep wave, provided he doesn't die.
I mean, I think Venom should drop the ward here. I agree with what you said, but what he should be looking at is that your small cap isn't blocked, your hard cap isn't blocked, and the Phoenix just saw you running away. And in this matchup, there's a very likely chance that the Phoenix needs a ward, because if Phoenix doesn't get the early levels, dies, she's just bottom lane. Looks like
bottom lane.
Falling.
I just missed that. Akatsuki teaming up, bringing down the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, but Venom, he's holding on to the sentry ward and he might want to place that soon. So this lane bottom is really hard for Tide Hunter because you're up against a Razor. Razor is one of those matchups that's really good against the Tide. Static Link can't be dispelled using Kraken Shell. And neither does he care much about the Anchor Smash because the Anchor Smash lowers base damage, I think. It doesn't really lower your full attack damage.
Either way, it's unlikely that he gets that close to get the Anchor Smash even. Razor trying to queue up that early Windlace, has got it in his stash. You called out the mid matchup. You did see Akatsuki picking up a Tiny. At least that's what we were talking about when the drop was underway. Any reason why you felt Tiny or Monkey King?
I mean,
did you feel it was going to be a mid Monkey King or Tiny?
I felt like it would be a safe lane. Monkey King and the Razor could go mid in case the matchup was good for him, but they just decided to go with the Tiny instead. The reason I thought of the Tiny was primarily because you look at Akatsuki's lineup, they need the tempo to sort of roll with it. If they pick any sort of hero that requires a lot of farm early on, they're not going to be successful with the draft because you can't have one hero that wants to farm and then 4 heroes who have no disable. Mid lane though, Tiny.
Dreamy, he's got to be careful. I saw what Hidden tried to do, tried to kick the gyrocopter and use him to probably get a better positional advantage over the Tiny. The Rocket Barrage won't do much, but Dreamy is dropping low. He's got an Arcane Rune, will pop the bottle, has another toss, has a Mango, doesn't have the Avalanche, but the Rolling Boulder's there. And Hidden gets himself that kill, but see yourself with the Thunderstrike finding the trade.
Yeah, sick play there by Tiny. He had to get perfectly close to the gyrocopter. Earthsfoot and Guido were both really close to him, but he still managed to find
I don't think I mean, it'd be ideal that he kicked the gyrocopter away from him, or rather tossed the gyrocopter away from him, simply because, well, you don't want another charge of Rocket Barrage bringing you down. But I don't think he expected...
The Shadow Shaman?
Oh yeah, he's dropping low. The Fire Spirit's doing a lot of work. Damage over time in ridiculous amounts. Venom might end up falling. Doesn't have a tango. Ask Bankai though. He's got the healing ward. That's going to be enough. This is a base trip for Venom at the very least.
He's just going to stay for the full duration healing ward and with a tango. Maybe he's carry lands him one and he's going to be fine. But he doesn't really want to leave this lane because then Phoenix is going to find a level 4, possibly even level 5.
Yep. Axel and bottom lane, that's where all the action's at. Apologies for the camera twos. Madara held in place with the shackles and Venom with the Aether Shock. Mid-glimpse, getting the kill. Itachi Uchiha. He's dropping low. It is nighttime. Tide will TP in. Does have a point in the gush. The Kraken Shell as well in Itachi Uchiha. With the Hunter in the night, will scurry away.
Yep. So Itachi has had a rather successful nighttime level 3. 5 minutes into the game, he can just make a base trip, come back with face boots, try to find kills. Top lane once again, Phoenix.
Yeah, Axel, he's caught out Venom. Venom is taking down the 5 spirits.
Mid lane,
and the Phoenix more than enough. Oh gosh, action all across. Dreamy dropping low. The homing missile does clip. Does have a ball charge and a couple of one charges as well, but Gyrocopter is going to be okay for the time being. Akatsuki are wrapping around her and they're going to bump into Hidden at the Dire Shrine. Itachi Uchiha with the Void finds the kill. Hidden has the Boulder Smash, looks to roll away with the Rolling Boulder, but the glimpse on point by See Yourself. Hidden, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, doesn't want to waste the Shrine, and Itachi Uchiha gets himself a double.
Man, this nighttime was going fantastically well for Itachi.
Oh yeah.
He can just get himself like a phase boots, possibly complete a magic wand, get past for the other Venom. Top lane though, Axel should be fine.
Yeah,
has the dive.
he is dropping low. He's got the dive, but doesn't use it. Ask Bankai. Hits level 6. Uses the Omni Slash.
Yep, he got a bit greedy there. The problem was that the Phoenix tried to bait the Omni Slash as well.
Bring
have an effect.
down the Phoenix as well.
Mid lane?
Mid lane, little bit of action. Breaking it up. Speaking of...
Tiny was caught by the Outspurt, dropping pretty low, but I managed to survive the day. Top lane, the Juggernaut, he might end up falling over here as Phoenix is gonna find the kill with the help of Itachi. And once again, very successful nighttime. Night Stalker does have clarities and the wand. So he can still make another rotation. There is 1 minute and 20 seconds left on that nighttime. Very successful nighttime for him. Bottom lane, Madara is just trying to zone out Pinoy Hunter. Man in the mid lane. He's not doing too well. This is not a good matchup for the Gyrocopter by any means. But Tiny, he's just gonna go down the Gyrocopter.
They're gonna try and bring down Tiltman, they'll get the kill.
Yeah. Tiny at this point didn't even go for a single point in free throw. Venom might just end up falling. Yeah, there's another toss available for Dreamy.
Hey, he's got the toss, will cancel the shackle. And both these heroes can just run down the Shaman without getting punished too heavily. The Avalanche will secure the kill. Hidden looking for a trade with the Boulder Smash, won't find it.
Yeah, good play there by Akatsuki. Itachi expecting the birds for it to come, but just flies over the trees. It's gonna be fine.
What's everybody looking like in as far as net worth is concerned? Yeah,
sort of favoring Akatsuki at the moment, but Jug is doing really well.
Oh yeah, they're gonna glimpse back Pinoy Hunter. He's looking for the TP, recognizing the fact that without the glimpse there's nothing to stop him.
Yeah, he knew that the Night Stalker was mid and just lost all his mana and HP, so pretty safe. And the first nighttime, very successful for the Night Stalker. This is gonna set him up for the rest of the game. He can just look to farm up his Zone of Shadows now. Once he hits that level 6, he's gonna have that darkness to sort of respond to any...
mid lane, they've got Dreamy, the grip, the Boulder Smash, mid-rolling Boulder, controlling the Tiny as the call down brings him down. Itachi Uchiha TP's in 3 points in the void. He's got a lot of mana, the infused raindrops and the face boots as well. They want to find at least one kill in exchange. Hidden, rolling Boulder on cooldown, looks to get away, but he's body blocked from all directions. Jog with the Omni Slash, Venom with the shackles, and bring down the Phoenix as well. And Akatsuki, they're bleeding close at mid. I wanted to point out one thing about the draft, and you did mention this. You said Akatsuki needed something like a Monkey King, something like a Tiny, just to control the tempo. Not a greedy, farming, late game centric core, and that's the problem. Alpha, they've just got a lot better cores as far as the late game is concerned. Both the Gyrocopter and the Juggernaut, they're going to scale a lot more heavily than say the Razor and the Tiny. And in fact, there's a lot of pressure on Akatsuki to have a lot. I mean, they have to come out on top in the lanes a lot more.
But Akatsuki's game comes on as soon as their ultimates, as soon as they get the level 6 on Disruptor and Phoenix though. So that's when they can start going around the map. They get even one pick off, they suddenly convert it into a tower. And you can't fight in the tempo because you're such an ultimate reliant lineup. If you looked in the side of Alpha Esports, you're very reliant on the Ravage and Omni Slash to be in fighting shape. You can drop the wards, but then you lose your pushing potential and you don't really get an objective. But that might favor Alpha Esports because they're probably just looking to take this game late. So dropping Shadow Shaman Walls just to secure a kill or two on the core wouldn't be so bad for them, even if they don't get a bunch of towers. Right now, what they have to do to make sure that they win the game is not give up too many kills and try to stick together during the night time as 5 for Alpha Esports. Because what Akatsuki are going to try to do is look for pickoffs around the map. They may not be grouped up together all the time. They're going to wait for the level 6 to do that. Bottom lane though.
Yeah,
Disruptor.
he's found CSL. He's got the glimpse. He is level 4, not level 6 just yet. Yeah, Akatsuki will not find the kill. Tide does have the Ravage, so there is turnaround potential in this bottom lane, and he's going to start pump faking it every now and then.
Yeah, mid lane.
But mid is where the action's at. Itachi Uchiha, he's made his move. He's got the darkness to work in his favor. He's swooping forward on the Phoenix, has the Supernova. Dreamy looking to run, but the Ravage is there. Locked with the Shackles, he'll control the Tiny. The Supernova does do a fair amount of work. Tiltman dropping low. Is the damage over time enough? Yes, it is. Axel gets himself a double hidden, walks into the mid lane, Thunderstrike upon him, he's gonna get glimpsed into the kinetic field, has the rolling boulder, but the void cancels it midway. They'll get the Earth Spirit at the very least, and hidden. Kicks the Night Stalker in frustration as he ends up falling. Asbankai moves mid, has the Omni Slash. He's killed Axel twice already. With the very same Omni Slash, might be looking to do it once more. Has the Face Boots coming off cooldown. Axel with no Icarus type to work with might just end up going down. He pops the ward. The Blade Fury trying to close down upon the Phoenix. It's not going to be enough. And now Asbankai, he's dived too far for this. The Avalanche is there. They've got the Razor. And with the Air to Storm, they'll
shouldn't really have gone for the dive, and he's went for the early Yasha, so he's Asbankai getting a bit too aggressive to the lineup of Akatsuki. But unfortunately for him, there's a Razor.
Mid lane, Axel. Okay. Space created, I guess. Tiltman gets tossed forward. That was too close for comfort.
Yeah. Axel just staring down death there as the Gyrocopter darts towards him. But as I was talking about, this Razor completely counters a Chuck because you can't spin, you can't Omni Slash away from the Razor who's just gonna static link you and steal your damage. So every single time this Chuck makes a dive onto any hero on the side of Akatsuki, the Razor can just TP in and punish him really, really hard. The Chuck needs to make sure that whenever he dives, he has teammates backing him up so he can quickly finish the dive and not get punished for it.
There are a couple of other problems with the Akatsuki lineup as well.
Yeah,
but for now, they're not too bothered. Madara, he's just running down Venom. He's got the Drums of Endurance. He's got more than enough damage, but he did with the kick. Keeps the Shadow Shaman alive and gives up his own life instead. Not the best case scenario. Venom? What? Itachi Uchiha comes in, snipes the Shaman as well. Alpha. They should have been giving away only one kill there. They ended up giving away two.
Not really their fault actually. Akatsuki, they communicated very well. As soon as the Razor got kicked back, Night Stalker swooped in for the Shaman kill. They know what they're doing in this early game, that's for sure.
I think Night Stalker even... Okay, my bad. I thought he had used the darkness.
Oh, look at what Akatsuki are doing. They're pulling the dire creep wave onto the strong camp. It looks like they want to go on to play for
they're going to go in. They've got the crippling fear. Asbankai. His Manta style nowhere close, and the glimpse into the Stack Storm. He'll control him. Hidden doesn't have a kick to keep the Juggernaut alive. Does have a Boulder Smash, but it's not enough. Egg, glimpse, and Static Storm being committed. They're searching for more. Hidden on his own tier 1 tower being chased. Itachi Uchiha with the urn. Hidden, nowhere to run. Will end up falling. That's an unstoppable 4 position Night Stalker. I haven't seen this in a long time. I haven't seen this in my pubs even.
I mean, your pubs just have crappy Night Stalkers, but Itachi, he knows what he's doing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So
I think Alpha have to go into damage control mode. They've got
Yep.
to show near towers when they have Ravage. They've got to back each other up. They've got to punish Akatsuki for their aggression.
They need to play around this Gyrocopter on the side of Alpha Esports. They can't play around the Chug.
I think the most important thing they need to do is get these D wards going. Look at this. Radiant ward behind the tier 1 tower up top. Another ward overlooking the Dire Shrine. And one ward just looking at the hard camp and the Ancients.
Yeah,
Tansheng would be proud, but Tiltman TP's in, gets glimpsed out of position.
Yeah, that's something you always gotta be aware of when you're against a Disruptor. You can't just TP in front of his face. He will glimpse you back to where you came from.
Oh yeah. They've got the Static Storm coming off cooldown as well. Akatsuki trying
could be
to
really
make the most of this night time. I do hear a rolling boulder that's hidden coming back onto the high ground. They've got vision of these two supports. but they find someone else. It's Bankai. And Razor with the drums will at least take away most of his damage. The Stack Storm on the floor, catches both supports, so ravages there. Pinoy Hunter caught in the Stack Storm, needs to be careful. They bring down the Earth Spirit. Diltman being controlled, the Sunray is there. He's running towards the shrine. He's trying to stay alive. Akatsuki just chasing down the Gyrocopter. Glimpse him back, bring him down. Madara with the damage finds the kill, and they're searching for more. Pinoy Hunter, he's committed his ravage. And without any real items to boot, he's just a walking ultimate. The Thunderstrike providing vision. Tiny with the Avalanche and Madara. He's got to be careful. Asbankai does have the Omni Slash, lets it loose. Gets tanked by a bunch, but the crit is there when you need it. Orange Cheese is working in the Juggernaut's favor as Alpha lose a bunch of heroes, find only one in exchange. They're looking to punish further. They found Remy the Magnetize upon him. The grip as well. Juggernaut doing his best with the Blade Fury. They want this Tiny at the least. But the Supernova's there. It's controlling the Juggernaut, who's being silenced by the Crippling Fear. Mass Serpent was committed and Bankai will find the kill with another slice of the sword. He's chasing for more, but Itachi Uchiha on the Night Stalker just too goddamn fast. And Akatsuki, they're going to minimize their losses. They did end up losing 2 cores. They might lose more. Axel, without the Supernova, controlled in the mid lane. 18 seconds until he has the dive. He's looking to run, and he's going to get away.
Yeah, Venom didn't decide to chase with that one. Axel, he's just afraid. He's just gonna TP out with the laser.
Gonna TP out.
Yep. Bottom lane. But so open wards, Ravage, all spells committed by Team Alpha Sports. Bottom lane though, Itachi.
He's gotta be careful.
Hey, he's just
Pops
gonna
the
bump
darkness. He's gonna end up falling. The question is, does Madara find anything in exchange? He's got the Force Staff, will not use it for the Night Stalker. Itachi Uchiha still has the Hunter in the night. They're gonna lose the Earth Spirit, and there's the glimpse.
Oh boy.
You take a fight as Alpha, you don't kill the Disruptor, you try to run away, you're always gonna lose one more.
You don't take fights at Alpha when you don't have ultimates. Plain and simple. You're very
I think you don't take fights against Alpha until you get BKBs.
I mean,
and even that might not be enough. Bankai farming his own hard camp, not really safe. Look at the burst damage, the percentage base damage coming out from the Sunray as well, along with the Whale of Discard. Jesus.
And that's the good thing about the Phoenix, because even if your roam is 3, as long as you have some sort of utility spell, like a silence or a stun that the enemy can't really deal with, you're gonna be able to find the kill, because Phoenix gives a lot of damage early on with the Sunray and the Fire Spirits. You also have the egg if you need to commit it really, so you can essentially even kill the Tide Hunter at this point. He was pretty damn tanky, mind you.
Yeah.
Alpha, they need to split push right now. They need to play around the Gyro every single time an ultimate is up and try to find a pickup, sort of control the aggression of Akatsuki.
Yeah,
Akatsuki are heavy reliant on 5 manning, so even getting one pickup is gonna tilt the balance in their favor. Courier died somewhere. Okay.
Wait, what? What is the die?
I have no clue how the courier died. But what I do have a clue about is that Akatsuki, they're gonna try to group up once again in the next few minutes. Hidden, he finds a D-ward, but the ward was gonna expire anyway, so Akatsuki did not do this please with that. Problem with Akatsuki is actually that isn't a problem. So I was gonna say that Akatsuki can't really do Roshan, but with the Phoenix, they can sort of do Roshan because you have
they've got a Solar Crest.
Yeah, you have a Solar Crest, you have a Sunray, you have Fire Spirit to lower the attack speed of Roshan. That's a lot of damage with the Phoenix.
Up top, Rolling Boulder Grip, Magnetize, they want Axel, but he's got the Supernova. The Omni Slash based with the Stack Storm on the floor is controlling all of them. They've dealt with the egg, but they've lost their Gyrocopter. Pinoy Hunter controls Silence, won't be able to do too much as the Earth Spirit falls as well. They've glimpsed back Bankai, who doesn't have the Blade Fury. Venom pushing forward with the Hex and the Shackles, trying to control the Razor. Quick Void, cancelling the Shackles, and Madara chases forward for more. The Solar Crest buffing him up, Akatsuki just dealing with these Mars Serpent wards. They're not concerned at all. The Ravage is still available, but without the Omni Slash, without the Gyrocopter, does Alpha have enough damage? By the way, mid lane, Remy, he's not even concerned. He's taking a tier to himself.
Yeah, I mean, this is the strength of the lineup of Akatsuki. Every single time a Tiny is not taking the fight, he's gonna be taking your towers, so you need to
they're gonna glimpse back the Tide Hunter. Nicely done by CSL. Pinoy Hunter, he's gonna end up falling. And I'm pretty certain he's not gonna use the Ravage for this one.
Yep. He was trying to pump fake the Ravage before, and Madara was a little concerned, but without the Gyro, there's really no damage to bring Madara down once Omni Slash and Gyrocopter are down. And Akatsuki once again doing what they're doing best, just 5-man Dota, stick together, no hesitation, pure aggression. Take the towers with the help of the Tiny, and once they take this tier 2 tower top, they should be able to secure Roshan for themselves.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a slow one.
Commend two things that Akatsuki have done. I think the first is not losing their lanes. I mean, partly it's the draft. The Razor does shut down the Tidehunter. Even then, Akatsuki did commit both supports to the bottom lane pretty much always, and they really shut down the Tidehunter nice and early. Even that Tidehunter is still going to be useful. But post the laning phase, post the 6-7 minute mark, they got these deep observer wards in the dire jungle. That's what's allowed them to control the game, control the tempo, take fights with information, and I mean, they've not messed up. They got a small advantage in the lanes. They've utilized it to its fullest. The question is, how are they going to close the game? They're itemizing for it. Oh, they caught someone with a glimpse. It's Venom.
He's dead.
I don't know if the rest of Alpha want to go in. The Supernova's there. They might deal with the egg. Stackstorm on the floor. Controlling the Tidehunter. He needs to get the Ravage off. They'll deal with the Supernova. The Ravage coming a tad too late, but Tiltman is there. He's got the call down and the Flak Cannon. Madara dropping low. The Omni Slash bouncing it out. See yourself. He pops the wand. Hopes to stay alive. Asbankai just chopping away at him. Madara held in place with the shackles. Will end up falling, but Itachi Uchiha with the void finds the Gyrocopter, and there's Dreamy with a tree in his hand. He's going to smack down the Shaman. He's looking towards the Juggernaut, who's the only standing survivor on the side of Alpha. And they're going to run him down as well. The Dire Courier floats midway, tries to distract them, but Akatsuki, eyes on the prize. They're looking for Asbankai. They've got an earn charge, they've got a blink, and they'll get the kill. All heroes from the side of Team Alpha end up falling. And Akatsuki, sure, they lose a few, sure. Phoenix dies without getting the Supernova off, but they're coming out on top as far as the bigger picture is concerned.
Yep. The Phoenix not really able to get the Supernova off, but that's fading. Hidden is gonna be fine. He's not gonna die unless Night Stalker comes in.
I think the way they're using the Phoenix is really interesting. He goes and commits the Supernova, and then like 3 heroes from the side of Alpha just crowd towards him, like mods to a tube light, and then there's the Static Storm on the floor. Alpha are standing. I mean, the Static Storm is a fair amount of damage. I think it's like nearly 1000 damage. I'm not doing the math correct. It's damage per time, but it's at least 1000 damage. I know that much. And they all clump up around that Supernova, and it actually ends up harming them in the long term. I mean, they've got to get BKBs. That's what they need. Gyrocopter, piss poor at this point.
Yeah, but look at Roshan though. Akatsuki, they're doing Roshan at this point, and there's not much that Alpha's esports can do to start a fight. They don't have Ravage for another 40 seconds. Roshan is gonna fall before that. If they can somehow snatch the Aegis on top of this Roshan, they might be able to extend the game further, but Hidden, he's not gonna go for the play. And with this Aegis Razor, along with his Aghanim Scepter, it's 2 kills or even 1 kill on a core, and they're gonna be able to take high ground. You also have the Tiny with the tree grab to.
If Madara just picks up his BKB, there's no way they kill this Razor.
Yeah, he just needs to have some more armor, I believe, after that BKB, and then he's gonna be pretty much unkillable.
Are you a fan of the Battle Fury pickup on the Juggernaut?
Yeah, I can get behind this because he needs to be the one farming, and they need to play on Kaido if you're Alpha Sports. You can't really focus and play around on the Juggernaut. Sure, the Juggernaut is going to come in to clean up kills, but that's all he's going to be doing. Otherwise, he wants to be the one split pushing, making the map open and sort of threatening towers when when Akatsuki are 5-manning. Because if you're not threatening objectives, you're not really going to be able to, how should I say this, disperse the lineup of Akatsuki, which is what you really need to do in order to fight them.
I think what's also a bit questionable by Alpha is, I'm going to get back to that later, Tiltman needs to be careful. He's losing a fair amount of damage. Once again, the Static Storm. See yourself baiting them towards Itachi Uchiha and Madara. The Supernova will get off. Madara gets himself a double. Venom running forward has the Aegis if he needs it, but he gets himself a triple. Venom, Thunderstrike upon him, will end up falling, and Madara finally falls to the Omni Slash. He didn't with the rolling boulder, trying to converge upon this Razor, but Dreamy blinks in. Both Hidden and Asbankai will back off. Gyrocopter ends up buying back. Pina Hunter, he's got buyback as well on the Tide Hunter. Tiltman.
Tide Hunter needs to buy back. He has a Ravage, he needs to come out and win a fight. He can't afford to.
He's got to respawn. Dreamy blinks forward, rolling boulders from the Earth Spirit. Hidden gets the Magnetize, courtesy Dreamy. Toss and there's Pina Hunter. He's looking to TP in. Hidden will fall, the Magnetize committed. And Akatsuki, they're gonna get away. Pina Hunter doesn't TP in, doesn't get the Ravage off, and Alpha, well, they at least got the Aegis. Dreamy
toss the shot back.
To be careful. He is copying a fair amount of damage. Asbankai moving forward. Venom with the Hex. The call down is there. The Ravage to follow. Dreamy dropping low. Will fall to the Rocket Barrage. Tiltman takes away his dominating streak. Akatsuki without the Static Storm can't really offer too much as far as team fight is concerned. Asbankai, he's chasing for Itachi Uchiha. Madara, he's dropping low elsewhere. One Tiltman on the Gyrocopter. I guess everybody's scattered and Itachi Uchiha just turns around, moves onto the Shaman. The aggro of the creeps upon him as well.
The creeps are doing more damage than the Night Stalkers. He needs to run away.
He's moved under the safety of his healing ward, but someone's gonna get glimpsed back. It's Pina Hunter on the Tide Hunter. Venom turns around, has the shackles. Night Stalker being controlled. Phoenix is there. Drops a couple of spirits. Venom dropping low, and with that Sunray, he's almost certainly gonna end up falling. Itachi Uchiha tanking so much damage, doesn't give a damn. And here comes Madara. He's respawned. He's got the drum charge. The Tide Hunter will fall. Asbankai looking to make a run for it. The Thunder Strike providing vision. And there's the Disruptor with the clips and the Stack Stop, but he popped the Blade Fury. Asbankai gets away.
That's huge. They managed to waste a Static Storm, so the next team fight is going to be better for them. But they still have the egg for Akatsuki.
And they don't have the Ravage for Alpha.
They need to make sure they clear the creep wave. Like, drop your call down, drop your spells, do whatever you can to delay this push.
Absolutely, that's actually the best thing they can do right now. Clear the creep wave. Ensure that Akatsuki have to go through backdoor protection. Hidden goes in, gets the Magnetize. It's nice to look at, clips on a few. The call down is there, Omni Slash as well, but the Supernova doing a fair amount of damage. Madara does end up falling. They've lost the Razor and the Night Stalker. Axel gets the egg, finds the kill onto the Earth Spirit, swoops left and right with the Icarus die, but he's probably overstepped his bounds. The Phoenix will be held by the Shaman, and Tiltman gets himself a double. Bit of a throw from Akatsuki, but to the right time, he picks off the Shaman.
Okay. So Phoenix didn't cancel the dive midway. He just went back into the waiting arms of Shaman.
He went in.
He went into Akatsuki fashion.
Absolutely. I think Pina Hunter
they've sort of
getting control. Dreamy. Is he going to find this kill? He's got the tree. Can toss it. Will have the blink. Has the Shadow Blade as well. He's going to show a little bit of mercy. They did lose the mid tier 1 in Asbankai.
Yourself might die.
Yeah, he's probably going to find this Disruptor. Going to TP out as well. Waves pushing in from the bottom and the top lane in. Alpha going to defend them for the time being.
Yep. I mean, this is a 17k
I think he's seen the Gyrocopter. He's seen the Gyrocopter. Can he burst him down at the shrine with the Echo Saber, the Avalanche, the
toss?
Oh, Tiltman pops his BKB. That second BKB being committed here. Akatsuki are moving in. Alpha wouldn't want to overextend, but Hidden rolls into the rolling boulder. Pops a fair amount of damage and Dreamy goes back in. Axel with the Sunray.
He could have comboed the Gyro there. I'm a little surprised that Dreamy didn't go for that.
Yeah, he held on to the toss. Felt he wasn't in range. I'm not sure. But they might find Venom. They should find Venom. The Crippling Fear is there. And the Night Stalker. Well, he's not going to chase actually. Akatsuki still approaching this with discipline. What surprises me the most, Floki, is these observer wards in Alpha's base. There were two of them. One on the east side of the mid tier 3 and one on the west. One's been dewarded, but the other hasn't. I mean, it's probably the most obvious ward when a team is going high ground. Dreamy though, he's gonna go in. He tosses Gyro out of position. Have they got detection on the side of Akatsuki? Seems like they haven't. Phoenix swoops forward, has the A on disc. Will pop the Supernova. Venom dropping low. He's gonna end up falling. The call down committed. Madara has a BKB and a 4-staff hidden. Rolls into the Supernova. Gets stunned. Ends up falling. Pina Hunter holding on to that Ravage. Tiltman does get healed up with that mech, but that's a Mass Serpent Wards committed.
I mean, you have 5 years on Akatsuki. Go in.
They probably are going to. I assume Dreamy's going to blink in.
Yeah, they only have Ravage and Omni Slash right now.
Oh, they might go
down.
in onto mid. Ask Bankai. All by himself in the mid lane. Deals with one wave.
Okay.
Go back top.
Akatsuki, they have a 17k net worth advantage, but they're still finding trouble going high ground. And as the old ancient Chinese proverb says, your net worth advantage doesn't mean shit if you can't go high ground. So,
I think that's Latin.
but I don't think Latins are qualified enough to talk about Dota, so
Okay.
I think I'll take the Chinese on this one.
I
That's
don't
probably where the
think
quote came from.
I don't think Skylark would be too pleased with that, but okay. Wait, no,
Skylark
that's
hasn't
Greek.
won a TI yet.
That's Greek. What am I saying even?
It's okay, man. We all tend to potato every now and then.
No, but I think Akatsuki, they've itemized the siege. They are trying to. What
The
can they
main
do
problem
differently?
is
I
they
think
need
they're
to-
doing it all right. I think they're eventually going to break Alpha's defense. I don't know if it's going to take the next Roshan for them to do so. But either way, they're getting a lot more out of the map than Alpha right now.
Madara needs a bit more armor. He needs something like an Assault or Shiva's Guard to sort of chase and catch on to the Juggernaut. But the main problem right now is the Juggernaut. Every single time Akatsuki they pop their ultimates, Juggernaut pops his, finds a kill or two, and is able to convert that advantage. And because of the threat of the Ravage, Akatsuki have to back off. They need to minimize their losses.
Okay. Static
Look at
Storm
this
and
smoke.
burst down the Juggernaut. That's what they're gonna hope to do. Tiltman bumps into the Phoenix. His smoke dust is spell. He's moving towards his own ancient camp, but Itachi Uchiha is out of there.
Yeah, they see the ward dropped as well by Alpha Esports. They even
Look
know
at this.
exactly
Axel.
where. Oh boy, that's sick play by Sunray.
Yeah. Using the Sunray.
The bottom
to
tower
move
though, they
past
need to go and
cliffs.
defend this.
Yeah, Pina Onta as well as Tiltman will TP in. Akatsuki
boy.
gonna get a D ward as well. I mean, it's clear who's been winning the Vision game.
I think what Akatsuki could have done at this very moment was try to cancel TPs and force a fight there, because if you kill the Gyro, kill the Jug, suddenly you can go high ground.
Exactly. I don't think they were paying attention to bottom. I don't think they noticed that someone was TPing in. Maybe if they did, they would probably make an effort to cancel some TPs.
Yep. I think the problem for Akatsuki is that they do have a national tower hitter in the Tiny, but he's always going to be afraid of Ravage being popped and just getting controlled by the Shaman. They have a lot of disables on the side of Alpha Esports if you look at.
Do you think Dreamy on the Tiny picks up a BKB?
Yeah, I think he does need a BKB. I mean,
He went
queued it up.
Sanj.
Yeah, he went Sanj for some reason. He went for Sanj and Yasha, delaying that BKB.
Yeah.
But once he has the BKB, he should be able to just jump in, burst the hero, and not really care about too much about the Ravage. Ideally, you want to burst down the Tidehunter, because then there's no Ravage and suddenly you can go high ground. You're always going to have the Static Storm and Phoenix Egg to follow up as well, so the Earth Spirit and Gyrocopter, although they have their BKBs, they're still going to have to run back, because eventually that BKB will round and Phoenix has a lot of damage with the other 3 spells. But look at the smoke from Alpha Esports. They're grouping up at this moment. They want to do something with this Ravage, find a kill, sort of force them to delay the game as long as they can.
I mean,
wait for the 2 goals to get big.
Winning a team fight now is huge, right? Because you might think
You're
it's
gonna
the
get
next
Roshan as
Roshan.
well.
Yeah, exactly. But Akatsuki, they've smoked them moving. They are moving towards Roshan.
Oh, look at the scan. Perfectly clipped there by Alpha Sports.
Alpha. I don't know. They're all chilling bottom. The scan did clip. What's the players? Some of them have TPs. The
I mean, the plan is
Gyrocopter
just a split
does.
push.
The Juggernaut does as well.
Wait.
Radiant scan coming out. Wait, what? Dreamy? Dreamy scouting all of this out. Who needs a scan when you got a Tiny chilling with the Shadow Blade?
Oh, he might just kill Bankai, but wait, his Shadow is running out.
Okay. Barely makes it out of there. He's waiting for his team though. Akatsuki are looking to backstab Alpha Esports. And if Alpha do get picked up now with that buyback, it could be disastrous. Venom goes in with the Hex. The Aether Shock is there. Madara stealing damage, but his link's been broken. Omni Slash coming through. Madara copying a lot of damage. Will end up falling. That's the Razor down. The Ravage coming through. And Dreamy, controlled with the Nullifier, ends up falling as well. Venom, he's committed the Mass Open Words. He's dropping really low, but Axel gets the kill. The question is, what's the point? The cores are dead. Tiny will buy back. Akatsuki, I mean, they're on the back foot here. 2 buybacks coming through. Dreamy goes in with the Avatosh and Itachi Uchiha. He's got to cancel TPs. 1 cancel the Tidehunters. Hidden out of there with the Rolling Bolt, and Asbankai will escape as well.
Well, they at least
Wait,
find
what?
Hidden on
They
the back
caught
of
Hidden.
that.
Okay.
But
I
they're
thought
not gonna
Hidden
be
was
too
safe.
happy. Alpha Esports is suddenly in a very good position. You forced out buybacks from Akatsuki. Akatsuki, not sure what the plan was. I mean, they wanted to fight them, but they didn't have the catch. As a result, Alpha Esports, they delay the game further successfully. And even though this is a 16k net worth advantage for Akatsuki, the game is completely in control of the Dia now. Alpha Esports, they have complete control over the map. They have pushed the lanes out. They're starting to drop a little more aggressive observer wards for them. On the bottom lane as well.
Do you know what PSG would make on the Razor right now?
What?
Take a wild guess.
Go
Scepter.
Go Scepter. Oh my goodness, but I mean, that you could about that, but Juggernaut already has a nullifier, so the Juggernaut is already better than PSG.
I think if I were Alpha, I'd hope to contest this Roshan.
Yep.
Maybe if they successfully contested, they could have possibly taken a lane of barracks. Because Akatsuki were doing Roshan without buyback. It's so crucial to win a team fight in this mid to late game when your opponent doesn't have buyback. Winning it when they do, I mean, sure, it's good, but it doesn't mean that much. It doesn't ensure you closing the game.
Yeah, and Madara, I'm not too happy with his item choice. He's going for the Heart of Tarrasque instead for an armor item, something like
Tubas?
Perhaps. Yeah, Tarrasque is not the best at this point because he's still going to fall to physical damage.
Complete Omni Slash up top. Won't do too much, Asvanka.
This is a window for Akatsuki. They can go
march down the lane.
Yeah, march down the lane, go top, drop your... I mean, you don't have anything to drop the big towers really, but...
Dreamy,
bottom lane,
he's found Tiltman. He's found Tiltman, has the damage. They've got the Thunder Strike. Dreamy! The homing missile, the call down, the Shadow Blade. He's looking to find the Gyrocopter. He's gonna find that. That's 89 seconds without the Gyrocopter. See yourself has the glimpse. They're gonna pull back the Earth Spirit. His Rolling Boulder stopped by the Dire Creep Wave. I'm not sure who that was that stopped his Rolling Boulder, but they got the kill.
Yeah, that was the Disruptor who stopped the Rolling Boulder. He rolled right in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, how the hell could the Dire Creep Wave stop it?
Yeah, this Razor, I'm a little unhappy with his itemization. I think
mid lane, they might find more. Madara, do they see Venom? Do they have detection? Itachi Uchiha, he's got that Ag Scepter. So he's got all that bonus flying vision. He's going to bump into the Shaman. The crippling fear upon him. Shaman, his Glimmer Cape on cooldown, couldn't really do too much. Buybacks coming out from the side of Alpha. They're hoping to defend
they
this.
Need to hold this with Ravage. They can't afford to.
I mean, Madara's got ages. I think he should just be careful. Okay, so if he dies now, he's not gonna have the Eye of the Storm when he respawns. That's the real problem here.
Okay, finally.
Itachi Uchiha gets control. Is Hex, Pina Hunter has the damage, but the Static Storm, see yourself, on point, controls Tiltman, controls the Tide Hunter, the call down is there, Tiltman taking more damage than he dishes out, but he's going to be able to run away. The Supernova clips on all four of them. There's the Ravage, catches the Razor, the Sun Ray healing him up, a Glimmer Cape as well. They want to keep this Razor alive. He has a BKB, but he's actually expended it, and he's going to end up falling. Itachi Uchiha, he's trying to run down the Earth Spirit. Dreamy did push out the bottom lane, took the tier 3 tower, brings down the Earth Spirit as well. Madara, drawing Alpha Gaming's attention away from their structures, does manage to survive. They glimpse back the Shaman. They've got the Solar Crush. They're going to bring him down. Dreamy with the Avatars. He's got multiple Torch charges. The Omni Slash is there. It is shared by a bunch. Nullifier upon the Razor. Aspankai looking around. Pina Hunter dropping low. Thunderstrike upon him. No glimpse just yet. The healing ward keeping the Tide Hunter alive, but they're going to glimpse back the Juggernaut instead. And Aspankai with his Blade Fury on cooldown has no choice but to man up and fight. Madara dropping low, needs to be careful. He's stealing damage, but he's going to end up taking more than he does, as Axel and CSF might be next. Aspankai with the Blade Fury will bring down the Phoenix, and Itachi Uchiha and CSF have no choice but to duck tail and run. The Nullifier upon the Disruptor slowing him down a bit. Kinetic Field on the floor doesn't do too much. Aspankai gets himself a double. Akatsuki, they claimed 2 tier 3 towers, and Dreamy. I mean, I know there's a word for this, but I don't think anybody's ever said, have you seen that tiny rat since TI3?
Yeah, Alliance. Somewhere, Bulldog is watching the stream and being happy.
Yeah, somewhere Loda is watching the stream and being happy.
Yeah, I agree. But what happened there was that the healing ward, it was in such an awkward position. The healing ward is really what won the team fight for Alpha Esports. The healing ward right between the Shadow Shaman wards. So you couldn't even click it if you're Akatsuki. You're like, bloody hell, where's the healing ward? But you just end up clicking Shadow Shaman Serpent wards instead. And that healing ward, man, it healed them throughout. That Static Storm, through the Phoenix Egg, the Laser, the Fire Spirits, the Shio's Guard, everything. And That's really the turning point. Even though the Ravage only got one, they still managed to find the Razor. And Razor, because doesn't have a lot of armor, he took up a lot of damage from that Omni Slash.
Yeah. Two of the hardest things to hit in Dota are the healing ward and Pangolier and his rolling boulder. I don't know. It takes another level of mechanical prowess to even right click on these things.
Indeed.
Creamy.
Oh no, ask Bankai.
Yeah, they can burst him. They've got the Axe Vision. Itachi needs the silence. The silence is there. Grip and Boulder Smash coming through, but Asbankai, without having a single defensive item, will end up getting punished. Itachi looking to cancel that TP, won't find it.
Yeah, but...
And I think it's now a good opportunity for us to ask whether Juggernaut should have probably gone for a Manta style. They've found Venom. Axel is Aeondis did pop, and Venom is going to be okay.
Yeah. I think Juggernaut is probably regretting going for the Sanj and Yasha now because that silence is really what got them the kill. If he had a Manta there, he can just spin TP out, nothing's really stopping him.
Yep.
Don't think... okay, never mind, Dots would have interrupted.
Pina Hunter, they've got him, they toss him up multiple times. Pina Hunter
Ravage.
with the gosh.
They should just go
Yes,
around.
Ravage, they're going to glimpse him back into the Static Storm. He's got the Glimmer Cape upon him and Akatsuki.
Wait,
Looks
what?
like they're missing True Sight. Axel gets control with the Hex. Venom has the Shackles. They're going to try and bring down this Phoenix. The Ravage being committed. They want this Phoenix at all costs, but he's going to get the Supernova off. Tiltman commits his BKB, but he's missing all of his damage as him and Hidden end up falling. Madara gets a double. They're going to glimpse back Pina Hunter. The Glimmer Cape keeps him alive, but the Omni Slash reflected by the Lotus Orb will still bounce off the Disruptor a fair bit, but it doesn't do squat. Dreamy manages to burst down Tide Hunter, and Asbanka has no choice but to pop the Blade Fury and Runner. Itachi chasing forward, has the Crippling Fear, but they move on towards the Shaman. They're going to glimpse back the Juggernaut. Asbanka has no choice but to turn around and fight. Throws out the Nullifier onto the Phoenix, but Madara, he's got 180, 190, 240 stolen damage. And Asbanka, that's a dieback on the Juggernaut. Alpha Esports, they're tapped out.
Oh boy, what a game. Indeed. Alpha Esports, it looked like they had some moments of coming back into this game, but a couple of missteps here and there that Akatsuki perfectly capitalized on.
Yeah.
And like we saw, once again, despite having all that network advantage, Akatsuki, they had a really hard time going high ground. Mostly because you had the Omni Slash as well as you had the Gyrocopter that sort of did a lot of damage to the Razor once the BKB is down.
Yeah.
Really making sure they stay in this game.
Juggernaut really tried his hardest, but clearly Akatsuki were the better team today. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as the Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki. You can love us, hate us, like us, dislike us at facebook.com/VWWAKE casting or facebook.com/FlokiDota. We're from AFK Gaming. You're watching the ESL India Premiership. It runs throughout the year, mostly throughout the year. Do hit the subscribe button. You'll probably get notifications as and when we go live. But now I'm going to throw it over to the panel, to Vagish and Angela, to break down this wonderful game.
Alrighty then, that escalated way out of proportion unnecessarily.
Yes.
Akatsuki could have definitely finished this game, but I don't know why these guys were waiting. The tier 3. In fact, one of our in-house Dota enthusiasts also agreed, Manoj Super Excel Gola, who cast Clash Royale also.
Yeah.
He maintained the fact that the tier 3 towers are there, the heroes don't have buybacks. Go in!
Yeah.
Defeat! What are you waiting for? Are you VH1 Supersonic Pass?
I think the issue that most teams face is they feel that if you kill everybody, it gets easier to take down the towers. But at some point of time, we need to really understand that it's the tower that counts. It's not the kills that you get. And I mean, Akatsuki, commendable performance early game.
Yeah.
They made sure that the Gyro was completely underfarmed in the mid lane. Beautiful rotations coming in there from the Night Stalker. The Phoenix being another amazing player. Axel was all over the map. I mean, he was just an off-laner, but I saw him go mid more often than I saw rotations coming in from Alpha Esports. And he made sure that for a very long time, the Juggernaut really couldn't get that much farm. He was pretty much high on the net worth, but he was always cautious because he never knew when this Night Stalker would come in and just, demolish him in the lane. So I would say that Gyro struggling early game. Alpha got to be more careful with how their rotations take point. The Earth Spirit, not really much use in the game. He really tried his best, but the Night Stalker just overpowered most of the lanes. And that's why I think Akatsuki got that lead so early. In 18 minutes of the game, they had about an 18k net worth lead. We had the Phoenix who have picked up a Solar Crest by 18 minutes. And I feel the Razor could just walk in and just destroy everything. I mean, the Mega Serpent Wands were just a joke to him. He was just standing there and hitting them, and that's the power Akatsuki came into when they were going to hit tier 3. And then I saw this sudden drop in Akatsuki's performance. You can also commend Alpha for great high defense support. They tried to make sure that their tier 3s don't fall. The BKB coming on the gyro in a nap time, yes, very helpful. But I think, yeah, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, most of the teams kind of forget that it's not the kills that matter, it's the throw.
It's a tower defense game. Yeah. I mean, with a 54-24 scoreline, you don't expect the game to go beyond half an hour.
Yeah, but that's DOTA 2. I mean, that's DOTA 2 for you. I mean, Alpha had this thing in their head that, okay, let them take tier 1, let them take
But they are not even like, so, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to be like disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But like Alpha did not even have level 25 heroes. I mean, how hard is it for you to realize they're not even bloody level 25? Eat them up, shove them aside, end the game.
But I think that is where, you know, as experienced players, you realize that you make one mistake as a team that is already much ahead in the game, like a 46-21 scoreline. You know, you make one mistake and the net worth charts will just
Sure,
slip,
but against
right?
what?
So
In a 5v3 situation, you don't make any mistakes.
you don't make mistakes. Yeah, but
It was a 5v3 situation. They
I
could
guess
have taken the
Akatsuki
task. They just wanted, हम तो हैं, हम तो जीत जाएंगे.
No, I
हम
mean,
तो भैया कर
it's,
देंगे
I
इसको.
wouldn't think Akatsuki really had that in mind. I think what they had in mind is that we want to make sure that if we go for the tier 3, we go there and we demolish them. We make sure
They
that
went
we get
there
it.
at the tier 3 for 5 times.
For
They
five
went
times,
5. They
yeah.
had 5 goes at it, and every single time, they just had to like pull back. For God knows what reason, randomly they had like माता चढ़ गई इनको कि नहीं हम तो नहीं जाएंगे भैया यहाँ पे लक्ष्मण रेखा है. We'll have another Ramayana
It's a
happening.
risk because you're fighting against the gyrocopter, and if the gyro gets the right opening,
Gyro was dead.
He was no, but then you still don't know. It's always see, a team always plays with precaution, right? You are coming into a league. You know that you're playing against a team who can suddenly just demolish you. Like there was one mistake Akatsuki made once, and I saw Alpha just take control and, you know, demolish them twice. They even headed out in the bottom lane. They took almost a tower down there. They had to buy back from Akatsuki to take back that fight. And once I saw that coming up, I saw the Tide who had already picked up a pipe. We saw Gyrocopter with a BKB, and these are very strong items. Also Alpha, after a 30-minute mark, I have to commend Asbanka. He held the game for them, and holding a game with, he could have gone for a Manta style, like I was talking to Super about that. And he said, you know, he went for a Sanjanyasha. Now, picking up a Sanjanyasha is a very crucial item when you're playing the Juggernaut, because it's a risky item. But you can take that choice only if you know that I have this in mind. I could really work this out. I need more HP. I need more attack speed. Chuck the Manta style. Let's go for this. And I think seeing him play like that gave Akatsuki a little bit of concern that, you know what, if we make a mistake now, the net worth charts are going to fling again, and this game could even go to 70 minutes. So playing with caution is better than, you know, later on feeling that, damn it, I could have taken this 25 minutes, I could have taken this 45 minutes, or I could take this 70
See,
minutes.
I agree with the caution bit. It's totally agreed upon by me. No questions asked there whatsoever.
Yeah.
But when you see an opening,
You take it.
you take it. You take it. I mean, Gyro's dead.
Yeah.
Tide Hunter's half HP. You have all 5 heroes in one lane.
Yeah.
Tide Hunter,
I mean, I think in the end, they were just playing
you know what
around.
was comical? I'll tell you. I saw the situation. I think a lot of people who will see the replay also will believe this.
Yeah.
Gyro's dead. Juggernaut is healing at base. Tide Hunter, they're trying to attack Tide Hunter. There are 4 heroes on Tide Hunter. That man is going back. I don't know what's the scare, but he just turned around. Everybody went away. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like they just got activated like fluff kittens, dude.
Yeah.
Really? You are like level 25. Your talent tree is full. These guys are not even bloody 25. What are you so scared of? It's one hero. It's one Tide.
It's one time.
Even if he uses his ultimate, which he is not going to, because he does not, like you said, he does not have a gyrocopter.
I mean, maybe at the end of the game they were just like, you know what, let's just take another kill before we end this game. It also could be
that's
that scenario.
wrong.
But if we have to consider an MVP for this game, I would really have to. It was a hard choice for me between Axel and Itachi. I mean, they both were fantastic. I loved the way Axel played the Phoenix. He literally would just swamp in, use his ultimate, and all the heroes from Alpha Esports just came charging to kill him, which gave See Yourself, the Disruptor, such a good opening to use his ultimate. So I feel Itachi, being the Night Stalker, he had a beautiful score at the beginning of the game. Even till the end, he had about 7 kills and about 34 assists. You can see it yourself. He had about 34 assists and 10 kills. And he's a position 4 Night Stalker. And you can like say that, okay, you know, fine, the Razor did better. But
I'll always support the Razor.
I believe that supports play a very, very crucial part in the early stages of the game, which kind of babysits the carry to later on just go there and explode all the skills. So I would definitely give it to Itachi, the MVP for this game.
Alrighty then, well, that wraps up today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Master League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL India. Well, I'm your host Vagish Gotslebhan, and that's
Angela.
And we'll be bidding you goodbye with the promise that we'll be back again, well, day after tomorrow, because tomorrow's holiday. But hey, no holiday for gamers, no such holidays for gamers. The the games are going to be played again. You will see me tomorrow. No Angie, no Addy, just me. You and me and a lot of esports. Well, Manoj Super Excel Gola said on my Clearcom that he's going to join. Nobody cares. It's just Godslayer and his fans and
Take
esports.
care, guys.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
beast. Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.